case. Push you around like all night. End of the game, get your handshakes, huh? My helmet on, pants strapped tight. My jersey shining in them Friday night lights. Win, win, we just came to win. Win, win, we just came to win. Friday night lights. Friday night lights. Win, win, we just came to win. Win, win, we must protect this house.
And good afternoon. It's time for Shot Joxx, episode number 2. I'm Kevin Hastings along with Hunter Yancey, Jowan Wilson, and Andrey Bush is going to be joining us today. We're going to work on our cameras in just a second, Andrey. You're cut off on that one. But we're going to get going in just a few moments. Hunter, as I press some buttons. Here, let me turn you on. How about that?
Yeah, hey.
Hey, as I press some buttons
Right.
and get set up.
Yeah.
How about you guys give an introduction to yourselves, and we're going to be talking about some NFL games this weekend and whatnot, and what we got coming up on the show real quick.
Yeah, I'm Hunter Yancey. Getting ready to bring you guys episode 2 of Shock Joxx. You know, it's a podcast we just recently started. If you missed episode 1, it is still up on iTunes or Spotify. You can also find the replay on YouTube. Also, I think it's up for a few days. You can rewatch it. We also go live on Facebook Live. For those of you that are watching us right now, we'll say hello to all of our listeners. Also with me, to my right, is Mr. Andrey, and to my left is Jowan, and we've got some NFL to talk about. They're both sporting their NFL teams, and I feel left out. Me and Kevin, we're not sporting our NFL teams. I
told you I'd bring you a hat.
Bring your hat. You could have brought me a hat, but I'm not a Buccaneers fan, but I would have wore it anyways. You over here, Mr. Jowan, greened out like it's St. Patty's Day, but it's Fly, Eagles, Fly. I don't know if it's going to work out for you on Sunday. But we do have some sports to talk about. We got NFL playoffs tomorrow. We got the AFC wild card rounds tomorrow. NFC wild card rounds are on Sunday. Not only that, those are the big games, of course, for the NFL, big storyline because it's playoff time. But also, it's that time of the year where we're starting to see the coaching carousel begin. Who's fired and who's hired. That's exactly what we're getting ready to go over as well throughout the show. We'll also touch on what's happening in the NBA as we get later into the show. You know, what's happening there, who's hot, who's not, who's on fire this week, who's probably going to get fired by the next week. You know, there's always some sort of mid-season firing in all sports. So we'll talk about that as well, who we think's on the hot seat. And that's today's show, really, in a nutshell. Sports, and more sports. Andrey, how you doing today? Glad you could join us. I know you didn't want to come in here yesterday. You were scared yesterday?
No, I was a little busy yesterday.
You're a little busy. You doing good?
Believe it or not, there's a little work that does get done around here.
Okay.
Besides just sit waiting around for you and Jowan to show up.
Whoa, now. Oh, that shot's fired. It hurts, man.
Kevin Hart gun.
Andrey's got the most colorful shirt on today, and
it's a tie-dye.
He walked in, my eyes couldn't focus for a second. I was trying to see if they had words or something. My eyes just went crazy for a second. So you're a Bucks fan. You missed the show yesterday. Also a Tar Heel fan as well. You missed that part where we talked about the ranking the Tar Heel starting lineups. Was you listening down the hall?
I was listening to you. I listened to the whole show yesterday.
So what did you think about your Tar Heel start? If you're going to the park and you got the Tar Heels, you're Coach Bush, you down at the park, which 5 do you want?
I'm definitely taking Vince.
Yep. Who else?
Of course, Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I take Rashid.
Mm-hmm.
I even take Hansborough with me.
That was the one.
yeah. That's my whole squad.
And I round it all off with, let me get Ed Cota.
You got my whole squad, dog.
Y'all two got the exact same team.
Because it's park basketball.
You guys went Hansborough. I went Worthy instead of Hansborough. Pretty much had the exact same lineup as well. But I wanted big. If Michael wants Big Game James by his side in the big games, I'm gonna go with what Michael says on that one. And I think Worthy can handle his own down at the park as well too.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Gaston is having no problem with that.
I'm saying Vince is gonna take the show though.
These
that's
two,
2 steps and throwing
these
it
two
down.
wanted Harrison Barnes instead of Vince. Believe it or
Wow.
not.
Well, I'm just taking into effect of the mid-range game. You know, if you're at the park, it's half-court basketball.
But-
You know, the
We're playing
mid-range
twos and
will
threes.
kill
I'll tell you
at
what,
the
at
park.
the park, the mid-range game is not dead. It's
No,
not dead.
no, not
because
at
a
all.
lot of the times they don't want you to drive the lane because they just call you on fouls.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't want to call you on fouls,
Yeah.
so you're just gonna go down there and get absolutely waxed.
Yeah.
Big bodies down there just standing like this.
Bam.
Bam.
Vince would put balls on everybody.
Yeah. He
It's
was
gonna be ridiculous.
It's gonna be,
one step
I mean,
and boom.
we're at the park. I
Drive
agree
the
with
lane,
Andre.
Yeah.
drive the lane, and legit D's
I
nuts
mean,
somebody.
once you start dunking, people start moving out the way after the
Yeah.
first 2 or 3 dunks anyway.
And Rasheed gonna be out there with the attitude he has.
Yeah.
Who in the world gonna foul him?
That's what I'm saying. At the park.
Who gonna foul him at the park? Ain't nobody gonna do that.
Is someone going to say ball don't lie? His ball don't lie coming out at some point.
You know it is.
There's no technicals, none of that.
Nothing.
Oh, he can stay the whole game.
It's the whole game. You can't even foul out. It's over with.
He can't
Yeah.
even foul out. Well, yeah, if he doesn't have technicals, I mean, that's it'll be tough to deal with.
How much do you think Jordan gets? You got to put Jordan
Oh,
out there
I
on the
didn't have my
court. Can
hat
he
on
just
today.
outscore everybody else?
Well, we ain't gonna be going up about 21. So Jordan would definitely get 11 of those.
Yeah.
That's because he's not passing that ball.
Yeah, I said if they went to 15, he'd have 7.
Well,
He'd have
Andre, I
7.
made the point yesterday, like, yeah, I mean, if I'm really going to the park with it, I mean, I'll just put young Jordan at the point and put Stackhouse out there, too, and just, what y'all going to do now?
Oh, yeah, Stack gonna be rough, too.
Yeah.
If the
about
fight
Stack.
breaks out, Stack's there.
Yeah, he said
He is definitely not afraid to swing.
Yeah, he loves to fight.
Yeah. And he's going to the hole. He ain't shooting no mid-range. He's going to the rack.
Yeah, so you've got those two. I mean, and I told him yesterday, I would like to play those 5 against any NBA 5 that's ever played. Minus Shaq at the park because you can't just deal with that. That's something different.
Yeah.
But having Rasheed at center, he could play, they could D up about anybody.
Yeah, Shaq will rip half that fence down.
Yeah,
That's just the fence and the goal and everything.
that's just not fair at the park.
No,
Because there's no foul calls. You can't put Shaq on the free throw
Shaq,
line.
you can't play today, dog.
Nah, not today.
He's not allowed.
He's not invited.
We got one goal. We do not have no replacements.
This is a city park goal. Yeah.
No dunking. That's what it says on the
Yeah.
backboard. No dunking. Or do not hang from rim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that gets listened to all the time. well, thanks for joining us, Andre. I know you got some work to do, so we want to kind of get into directly what you were concerned with, and that's the NFL playoffs this weekend, coaching carousels, and all this other stuff. So let's talk a little football, get into the show before we do some of our segments as we get you out of here. Now, Andre, we're going to have you got a little taste of that with our starting 5. I've got some proposals here for the boys here in a minute on what I want them to be thinking on some of the questions I got for them. Jowan and Andrey be thinking real quick. All-time Charlotte Hornets starting 5. Okay,
Interesting.
y'all think about that one.
Okay.
Hunter, I want you to be thinking Mount Rushmore, Atlanta Braves, Mount Rushmore. Only 4. And then we're going to have some other fun and stuff on the way. What burns are my britches? I did see it. There was a sports show yesterday I was watching that used the other phrase. What was the other?
Grinds my
Somebody
gears.
said that last night on one of the shows I was watching. I just started laughing. I was like, these boys, I got to talk to them about that. Overrated, underrated. Today, give you a little taste of what's going to coming up. Overrated, Jowan, Barry Sanders. Underrated today, David Robinson. That's going to be my overrated, underrated players to talk about in just a little bit coming up on those segments.
My God.
What?
Flip those.
No.
Flip those.
Wow. We'll talk about it. Hey, Sal Palantonio, your boy.
That's my man.
He agrees with me on Barry Sanders, and that's what I'm going to use his article for the whole thing, and we're going to talk about that just a
Plagiarism?
little bit.
No, you gave me credit.
You
gave him credit.
I'm not writing the article. I'm just saying,
Let's
hey,
not forget this is
his
Mr.
stuff.
Emmett Smith here. So
Listen,
I just want to
Sal
throw that part out
Palantonio,
there.
nothing, again, and I talked to Andre the other day about this, and he said, are you going to be putting your fire out there? And I said, nothing I say is false. Now, you might read into it that way. So I'm going to read Barry's stats, where I think he's overrated in his stats, and then all you have to do is knock him down. So we're going to get in that later.
Okay.
While Andre's here, he wants to talk these NFL playoffs and what's going to happen this weekend.
Oh no, I wouldn't mind weighing in on that one.
On which one?
that Barry Sanders.
Do you? I don't think y'all want me to pull that. I'll pull that up for a minute while we talk about some of the games this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start the big one everyone's discussing this weekend, and the big thing on the table is this Brady's last game in New England. Skip says he'll be a San Diego or LA Charger next year quarterback.
Yeah, Colin said it wouldn't be surprised if the Indianapolis Colts were a player for him.
I heard that the Colts was also looking at Phillip Rivers too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see either. I think I could see the Colts going out after either one of them and attempt to try to make a Super Bowl run.
What's wrong with Brissett?
With Brissett, well, he didn't make the playoffs this year. That's the first thing that's wrong.
This is what the Colts can say every. Like
His second
Colts
thing,
fans
Andrey,
can
real
say
quick. The
this.
second thing that's wrong with him, he's from NC State. So
Yeah.
that's another
Besides
thing.
that, this is what Colts fans can say every week, though. At what came about for this year, it was the year Andrew Luck retired.
Right.
That's all that you can hold on to that for the rest of the year into
Yeah.
next season. It was the season that Andrew Luck retired, and I think they kind of over-exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
Even with their record.
Yeah.
I'm thoroughly surprised by the number of wins that they got.
Yeah.
Andrey likes Brissett.
I don't
he's
think
terrible.
he played bad.
I think he's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I would want him, but
Yeah.
he's a good talent.
Right.
I mean, Bruce Arians said he could win with anybody other than Jameis. So you want him down there- you want him
yeah,
down
we're
in
gonna
Tampa Bay?
get in that in just a minute, Andrey. We're gonna talk about them Bucks. What's and with the Bucks, we could have anywhere from like 5 to like 15
Quarterback
teams
changes.
with quarterbacks
Mhm.
next
Yeah.
year. Like we go down the whole list,
And there's
what
five
each
that
of them
are
gonna do.
graded out to be first and second round picks coming out of college.
Yeah, that's including the Panthers
Yeah.
sitting there at number 7. Will they trade up for a quarterback that they want? Will they sit on Cam Newton? Will they get rid of Cam, draft a quarterback later in the 4th or 5th round, and give Kyle Allen another run? They've got all kinds of choices to do. So each one of these teams is crazy. Like the Patriots, if they do move on from Brady, what would they be moving on to? Like Belichick would have a plan, wouldn't he? Doesn't he have someone lined
Yeah.
up? Does he got Andrew Luck waiting in the wings?
Oh,
Because you got to have somebody to replace Tom, not
Right.
just the player as the focal point, the man, the leader, and everything.
Now, Shannon threw this out this morning that what's possibly happening here is why everything looks so weird between the Patriots and the Cowboys. Brady in L.A., Belichick to Dallas.
they were talking about that this
That's
morning.
what Shannon said this morning.
Yeah,
I would not like that.
this morning.
Wait a minute, I think you're
I would,
protesting
not,
that
I
now.
would not like that at
Shannon
all.
told Skip, he said, if they do that right now, I'll pick them to win 3 Super Bowls in the next 5 years if they get Belichick. And Shannon and Skip stood up and said, write the check, Jerry, write the check. So what do you think? You know, there's even that possibility of Belichick moving on instead of staying in New England.
Dallas has officially moved off of Jason Garrett.
Yeah.
So that's in the past. They can no longer scream next year, we're not winning because our coach is
Right.
bad.
No more
and this
scapegoat.
comes down to us. You know, some people believe that talent, there's all sorts of talent on that roster. Then there's me that's like, well, really, how talented is that roster? Well, you think it could have overcome some lackluster
Yeah.
coaching. They went, what was it, 8-8? They
Yeah.
finished 8-8?
Yeah.
I could see them, if they went out and got Bill Belichick, going next year at least 10-6. But and this is the only reason why. I don't know if he will come in and stay committed to Dak Prescott. I don't know if he would want to come in there and clean house and get players that he wants. Because think about it. He is not a big fan. He has this motto, this MO at New England. He is not a big fan of paying guys. He doesn't want to pay players more than what he believes they really are
Right.
worth.
So-
he ships them off. And what does Dak Prescott not have yet?
Yeah, he don't got no contract.
He doesn't have a contract.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if he'll want to go in there and get locked in with a quarterback that's not his, who Jerry Jones loves. And that's another thing we have to take into
Yeah.
consideration.
Is
Bill
he even going to get to
is he
say
even-
anything?
Yeah, is he even going to be able to say anything? Because with Robert Kraft and him in New England, Robert Kraft's very quiet. Other
Yeah.
than the stuff that went down with him in the little Shake Shack down in Florida. I mean, overall, Robert Kraft is very quiet. He doesn't speak to the media. Will Bill Belichick and his demeanor get along with Jerry Jones and how Jerry Jones wants to have his hand in everything that the Dallas Cowboys
That's the
do?
hard part.
So I really don't know if that's like a match made in heaven.
Right.
I think the match made in heaven is where Bill Belichick is at. But the question is if it's not Tom Brady, who's it going to be? that leads your team at the Patriots.
Cam
Would it
Newton.
be a smart move if the Cowboys could do it? Sure. We know he's considered the greatest coach of all time.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's the best fit.
Well, with all that said, Patriots favored by 5 at home before
Yeah.
we put the dirt on Brady.
Yeah.
Now, the Patriots are weak against the run. The Titans are the number 1 running offense. Derrick Henry led the league in rushing and missed 1 game. But they're 9-7. The last few wins have not exactly been against, they kind of folded against the Texans when they played them for the championship. So, I mean, are people seriously picking Tannehill against Brady and Belichick at home with a 5-point favorite? Now, and everybody, don't forget, what was the score in last year's Super Bowl, Hunter?
It's 13-3.
13-3. It doesn't matter if Brady only scores 1 touchdown. If the defense gives up 3, they win. So let's always look at the defense on that. Jowan, would you bet the Titans to cover or win the game?
No.
Titans on both. I mean, Patriots on both. Win the game and cover.
I think, yeah, on both.
Andrey
Yeah, I think they're covered on both.
and Hunter.
Oh, this is where it gets dicey.
13-10 is looking like a score in this game. Or
It
17-13,
does, and it would not
17-16.
surprise me because the Titans play in the AFC South, and a lot of the AFC South scores are always like 16-10.
Yeah,
One
you
time
got
it was
a
a
point.
6-3 ball game between Jacksonville and I think Tennessee, and it was like, what? Nobody could even score a touchdown. The only problem I have with this game is how anemic the Patriots' offense really is.
Yeah.
And the Titans' defense is not bad. Mike Vrabel's
at all.
got them coached up very well, and the Titans' offense is not awful. We know what Derrick Henry can do, but I said this yesterday to Andrey before we went live. Ryan Tannehill is 22-5 touchdown to interception ratio since he took over.
Yeah, he's
So, I mean,
he's having a great
He's
year.
having a great year. They're talking about giving him an extension. I would wait if I was the Titans on that.
I give him a small.
But I'll tell you
extension.
this: it would not surprise me if the Titans cover this, and the Patriots maybe win by 1 or 2 because I just don't think they can score. But I'll still take the Patriots to win this.
If the Patriots can, if they barely win by 1 or 2, they'll definitely bury them next week going to Kansas City or wherever. Or is it Kansas City where they'll be going? Are they
I
the 3
think,
seed?
yeah, I think
Okay,
Kansas
it'd
City
be
is
Kansas
the
City.
Kansas
So-
City is the Kansas
Kansas
City
City's
is
the
the
2,
2
New
seed.
England's 3.
Yeah,
That's what I
you're
meant.
right. You're right.
So the 4 is who's the 4 seed? Texans.
4 seed is Houston.
Texans. All right, now in the other AFC matchup, this is the one I think is going to be fun. Bills and Texans. Texans at home. 10-6 versus 10-6. Texans' last 4 straight wins, I think, were against conference opponents. Or is that? That's the Eagles. That's the Eagles. That's the
Eagles. I was
Eagles.
going to say 2 out of the 3 wins that the Texans finished with. Or no, they didn't even win their last one because they didn't play their starters against the
Texans
Titans.
favored by 3 at home. That's what the Texans are.
And well, that's essentially just a hometown line.
Yeah.
Because the hometown team gets 3 points. So they're basically saying that just because you're playing at home is the only reason that you're favored by 3.
Yeah.
Well, the ESPN prediction says 69% for the Houston Texans
And
at
do
home.
you want to know why I think that it's 69%? Because they look at the quarterback matchup and they think Deshaun Watson is miles ahead
And I
of
don't
Josh
think he is.
Allen.
Which
And I
he
don't
is.
think and I don't think he is.
I don't think he is either.
What, you don't think so?
No.
I have no confidence in this.
I don't
And
have
who? Deshaun Watson?
none. I don't have
I'm
I don't
just
You
saying
have
that-
more confidence in Josh Allen?
after what I saw him do to Dallas on Thanksgiving, absolutely.
We beat Buffalo.
But let me
And
put what I'm
Cleveland
You're
beat
in the
Buffalo, too.
playoffs. Cleveland beat Buffalo
Well-
as well.
Cleveland beat them too?
Baltimore beat Buffalo, but they didn't beat them by much.
I just know Watson killed me in fantasy. he let me down in so many different areas that it was ridiculous. From week to week, he was never consistent.
But see,
That-
he's only got to be good 1 week this time, though.
But
Yeah,
here's the
he
thing.
struggles with the big games.
This is,
I
but
don't
this
know.
is my look at it. My buddy is a huge Deshaun Watson fan, and he's like, he's gonna win MVPs, he's gonna win Super Bowls. And I looked at him and I said, look, I'll give you MVPs because that's it's a stat driven, it's a stat driven award. But he's on the Houston Texans, and I don't trust that organization with my life.
I understand
So
that part of it.
that's why to me it's not just quite quarterback to quarterback because I think Josh Allen's getting better week to week. He just unfortunately has played the Patriots twice in his own division. They played tough opponents. They got the second best defense in the league in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Houston's defense is nowhere near what Buffalo's defense is. And even if Houston's defense is close to what Dallas's defense is, Josh Allen carved them right up. And he's dual threat just like Deshaun Watson is. To me, it comes down to, who do I trust more? Do I trust Bill O'Brien more, or do I trust Sean McDermott more? And I'm leaning to Sean McDermott. I'm leaning Buffalo. And I've been a big Buffalo fan because, to me, I'll just put it out here, I thought Josh Allen was the best quarterback coming out in that draft.
In that draft class.
I thought he would go number one, and the reason was, to me, was a lot of Big Ben in him. You have a quarterback's coach for a reason. Teach him accuracy, but he's got a big arm. He's super mobile, and he's just got all of the intangibles that you can't teach. Size, strength, speed. And to me, I thought he was going to be the best. So I'm leaning Buffalo because I don't trust Houston at all.
But see, I kind of feel the same way about Josh Allen. Like, if it's a third and 7, I trust Deshaun Watson. I do. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him do that. Plus, this is Josh Allen's first time in the playoffs.
Right.
I don't know how much I trust it. I can't say what I can or I can't trust about him yet. He's not that accurate. And I really think, Buffalo's main strength is the defense. I mean, it's easy to say without their defense, Josh Allen, they wouldn't even be there. But I mean, you can say that about any team. I just rather take my chances on Deshaun Watson and Houston.
This is one of the things too, as well. We talk about how good the defense is, and like the person that everybody talks about, we're going to be seeing this matchup too in this game. Is the matchup between Tre'Davious White, second highest rated cornerback behind Stephon Gilmore, who's with the Patriots, matching up. Yeah. He's going to match up on Hop. He's going to match up on DeAndre Hopkins. And that's going to be a battle. Hopkins got him with size, but Tre'Davious White's a pest. Yeah. He just gets all up in your grill. He's a ball hawk. He's played very well this year. So to me, I could see this where someone would say it's a coin flip, or you want to take the quarterback with the Texans. Mm-hmm. But defense wins championships, and right now, the Buffalo Bills' defense is substantially better than Houston's. Substantially.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Well, the fantasy pros don't. 58% say it goes with Josh Allen over Deshaun Watson.
Oh, really?
I'm just saying.
Well, I tell you what, I picked up Josh Allen towards the later in fantasy because I had Jared Goff and he was playing like garbage. Yeah. Carson Wentz didn't have anybody to throw to, and I picked him up and I started him before he played against Dallas, and he dropped like 30 points for me. I said, you know what? I'm rolling with him. Mm-hmm. I'm rolling with him as a fantasy monster.
All right, so picks across the board. Bills at Texans. Texans by 3. Jawan.
Texans.
All right, I hit the wrong button there. So you got Texans to win and cover?
What was the spread
3.
with them?
Yeah, you better think about that.
Yeah. Texans to win by 3.
Yeah, I can see 3. I'll take that. I can see a field goal, winning or losing this game.
Hunter.
Yeah.
What you got?
I'm taking the
4
Bills.
4 o'clock Saturday, tomorrow afternoon.
I'm taking the Bills.
To win straight up.
To win straight up,
right.
So they'll cover. Win straight up. I'm taking
so
Buffalo.
bet on the Bills if you're a Hunter Yancey fan.
I'll tell you what, though, I wouldn't be surprised if you also want a little teaser in there. I'd take maybe the under, because I don't know. I know how the Bills' offense can look, but the Bills' defense could shut down the Texans or at least keep them below 20.
Okay.
Andrey.
Bills.
And
They
Jowan.
definitely clear the spread.
And Jowan, I'm picking the Bills to upset the Texans as well at home.
Man, that's 3-1.
Let's just make sure we bring this subject back
Yes,
up.
let's do it on Monday. That's fine. But hey, I was going to pick the Bills before we sat down and started listening to these guys, and they feel good about it too. So none of you swayed me. I was going Bills straight up on this one. In the history of the NFL, usually on wild card weekends, you sometimes have 2 upsets. For the most part, the average is 1 upset this weekend, 1 upset the next weekend, and then 1 upset the following weekend. There's usually 3. There's an upset every weekend, at least 1. Sometimes on this weekend there's 2. So always pick 1 of these 4 games to be an underdog, be an upset. Now, what that also means, Seattle's favored down there, but what I mean by upset is the higher seed.
Yeah, okay.
So the higher seed will fall. So the Eagles So you can still pick the Seahawks and fit that mold if that's what you want to do, is pick one to upset. All right, guys. Move on down to Sunday's game, NFC Sunday. I got.
Yeah, let's say. They've been staring.
Looking at
over here
Andrey for a minute. Yeah.
They've been staring at Andrey for quite a minute.
Yeah, check it out.
Andrey,
Check
he should have been waving.
getting screen time. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Vikings at Saints rematch.
Yeah.
Of the
Minnesota Miracle.
Close your eyes and not tackle a guy miracle. Just
Who was
one
it
of the
that
worst
made
DB
that play?
plays.
I forgot what the
I can't
kid's
remember
name
because
was.
the
I know I
question is,
felt really bad
I don't even know if
for
he's
him,
got a job anymore.
In back-to-back years, they had a total meltdown with a cornerback wide receiver situation.
Yeah.
It wasn't one was their fault, the other referee's fault. But I've picked the Saints the past 2 years to win the Super Bowl. By God, I picked them again this year.
Oh, you did?
By God.
So let's see. Something crazy can't happen again, can it? I don't know, but I'm going Saints. And now the spread, though. Listen, Kirk Cousins is like what 5-25 against winning teams or something like that. It's not good.
It's not good.
So I'm picking the Saints
by a million.
and they may. Yeah, I'm going to pick them to cover 7.5. That's a big number, but
Is Cook playing for the Vikings?
I don't know.
Dalvin, he was back at practice this week. Now the question is, I don't know if he'll be starting, but he should be ready to play. That's why they didn't play him the last game of the year, or the last 2 weeks of the regular season. They were hoping to get him ready for playoff time.
Yeah.
And he's going to make a big difference for that offense. It's not so Kirk Cousins centric. You're not asking Kirk to step back and throw the ball maybe 30 times because they've got weapons.
Absolutely, they do.
That's what's so crazy about Minnesota. I know a lot of people saying Kirk Cousins is holding them back, and I can agree and disagree though. And the only reason I can disagree is if you look at Kirk Cousins' numbers, technically they are MVP level numbers this season.
Yeah,
he has similar numbers to Russell Wilson, just not obviously not the rushing statistics.
Well, going into that, Hunter. So look at the top 5 passers in the NFL.
Yeah,
How many of them are in the playoffs?
none
none of them.
of.
There's guys in the league that can beat every team.
Mm-hmm.
There's guys in the league that can beat the bad teams. Bet on Dak Prescott to beat a bad team.
Right,
Bet on Kirk Cousins to beat a bad team.
that's exactly right.
But when they play the Bradys and the other guys, that's when they start losing their games. Andrey, your man here's the top of the list for passing yards.
He
James
can
Winston.
beat
'Cause he be
themselves.
balling out there.
Right.
Jowan, the best line from last weekend's show was Jameis Winston keeps both teams in the ball game.
Yeah.
So 30 touchdowns, 30 picks.
Yeah.
And what I'm leaning over towards is getting over to the defensive stats. So, Panther fans want to blame the quarterback play this year. Their defense was next to last in points scored. You cannot win next to last in points scored in defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get on my team defense. Why did this on?
You're on players.
Oh, thought I clicked on team defense a minute ago. I'm on players somehow. But anyway, complete difference. Oh, team. There's a big shady spot right there. That's what I was looking for. I wanted to go over the scoring leaders in defense. So 48 of the first 53 Super Bowls. What are we on right now? 50 what?
What was this, Super Bowl 54?
Is this 4 or 5? Do I need to, one of y'all Google machines, click on that over there. Well, anyway, Juwan, my point is 48 of the first 53, a top 12 defense won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So we talk
had
about
a top
quarterbacks
defense.
all the time, but it always comes down to the defense. 48 of 53 was a top 12 defense. Now, here's your top 12 defenses in the NFL, folks. These are the teams, according to that stat, that can win the Super Bowl. The Titans are 12th. Saints are on the outside looking in at 13, giving up 21 a game. NFL median this year is 22. The average throughout NFL history has been 23, so scoring is actually down by the median from 1 point. Defenses this year, Patriots 1. Mark, put them on your list as the team that can win it. Bills and Ravens are 1, 2, 3 in defense, folks. Bears are 4. They're not in the playoffs. Vikings 5. They get the Saints, which is what makes you feel bad about that spread. I might want to change that and just say the Saints barely cover, the Vikings cover the spread.
Danielle
against the
Hunter is
Saints.
probably one of the best defensive ends in the NFL too for Minnesota. So they'll get some. That's one way to really get Drew Brees. He's like Tom Brady in this sense.
Him and Tom-
if you get pressure on him, they get a little
The
rattled.
defensive ends don't worry me. It's the tackles. Is when you blow up that middle.
Yeah.
That's
And
when
they
when
have to go outside.
The plant foot.
Yeah.
The step and plant foot on those pocket quarterbacks. Pittsburgh didn't make the playoffs. They're out. Kansas City is the fourth. So four AFC teams there in the top 7 teams in defense.
And I want
San
you to
Francisco,
think about
8.
that. I want you to
Most
think
of the
about that.
best defensive
Kansas
teams do
City.
come
What you
out
gonna
of
do
the
with? That's
AFC.
my pick right now.
Kansas City last year had an abysmal defense and lost in the AFC Championship game. Now their defense has really stepped up and has been playing well at the right time. They
At the
started
right time,
playing
that's the
great
main
at the
thing,
end
yeah.
of the regular season, and now here they are coming playoff time. I think Honey Badger did a real good thing when Kansas City went out and signed him. I think he's made a real impact. I know they lost some edge players that they had the year before, like D Ford, but I think they made up with that when they brought Frank Clark over from Seattle.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Terry Reinhardt was
They're my favorite.
He hated it
They're
when
my
I said
AFC
it, but I
favorite
picked
right now.
Kansas City to win the Super Bowl at the
That's-
beginning of the
that's
year,
my
and I'm
pick.
like, hey,
Yeah.
I got to ride with them.
When they got the bye over New England, my AFC pick switched those two teams.
Yeah.
I didn't think people were going to have to deal with New England in the playoffs at home would be tough. But Kansas City, if they have a top 10 defense to go with that offense, I mean, like you said, they made the AFC Championship last year. I don't see how they're not the favorite
And
in the AFC right now.
they only lost because they didn't win the coin flip.
And everybody's going to talk
Yeah.
Jackson and Mahomes, but these defenses are great too. Baltimore's at 3rd, Kansas City 7th. There's only 10 teams in the league giving up less than 20 points. San Francisco 8, the Packers 9, Denver's out of it, Cowboys are out of it, Titans and Saints come in at 12 and 13, and Jowan, your Eagles, it's not looking good, boss, down at 15.
I'm not expecting
Right
us
now.
to win the Super Bowl.
Not your year.
We did our job, you know what I'm saying, with
Are you
everybody
going to
we
buy a
had
division
hurt.
champ shirt?
I mean, we got a Super Bowl a couple years ago. We still riding that a little bit.
Then get rid of the quarterback.
Yeah.
We got rid of
Y'all
the
got
right
rid of the
quarterback,
Super
Andrey.
Bowl MVP.
What's he doing now?
The
What's
Super
Nick
Bowl
Foles doing now?
That's
MVP.
so wrong. That's so wrong.
Man, look, he doesn't play
That's so
good in the regular season, man. We have to have something at stake
He
for
had a-
him to play well.
And didn't he have a receiving touchdown?
He did.
Nick Foles,
Yeah.
in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what he got.
Super Bowl.
We gave him he got a statue.
That's a Philly
If I
special.
was putting out an application,
And we gave him
I
a
would figure
statue
that-
of it.
that-
Gave him
that
a
give me the
statue, that's
job
right.
there.
Andre, Nick Foles has more playoff wins than Cam Newton. and y'all got rid of him.
Well,
And
'cause
now
he
he's riding.
deserves to get rid of.
And now he's riding pine, making
Look,
a bunch of money in Jacksonville.
So I guess everybody forgets the year after the Super Bowl when we came out and he was 1-4 to start the year. Everybody just forgets about that.
I don't keep up with Philadelphia Eagles regular season football.
Right.
But I'll say this: Saints Vikings. Man, I'll tell you what. If the Vikings find a way, I know it's gonna be tough because
I'm gonna make
the
them
dude's
cover
a
now.
monster. If they find a way
'Cause that
to
13th
double
pick.
up Michael Thomas and it be successful,
Yeah.
I know Jared
It'll
Cook's
slow
come
him
around.
down.
Yeah, and I know Jared Cook's come around at the tight end position, but they don't have like a number 2 set wide receiver. That's
No.
why I thought it was intriguing that they were working out Antonio Brown, and ended up not signing him.
Yeah.
I know that he would have had to get the clear through the NFL and the commissioner, but still, they signed somebody else other than AB, and AB comes out and says it was just a publicity stunt. No, buddy, don't try and hide it. You just mad they didn't sign you.
Yeah.
Here's the truth, though. If the Vikings can find a way to block out Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara has not looked great this year.
Not like he has.
Not like
looked.
he is the year before. So they would have an opportunity. The problem is Drew Brees. It's another one of the quarterback things. It's Drew Brees versus Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to take Drew Brees because he's been there.
It's all about the defense. Speaking of defenses, Juwan, I got good news for you.
Okay.
The Seahawks have the worst defense in the NFC playoffs. 25 points a game.
Legion
You
of
got-
Doom is no more.
No, and they got brand new running backs. They're fresh.
But we do not give up a lot of run yards. I don't know if we gave up a 100-yard rusher this year.
And then the worst
Yeah, we
defense in
did.
the AFC.
Once.
Did Zeke get you?
Yeah, Zeke got us once.
It's tough to do him twice like that. Texans have the worst defense in the AFC. So that sets up the last Sunday game, 4 o'clock. Juwan's Eagles.
Who's y'all taking in the Vikings?
Yeah, what
Saints
y'all
game?
take? I took
I'm taking
Vikings to
Saints.
cover, but Saints win.
You taking the Vikings to win?
No, I'm taking Saints to win. I will take the Vikings to cover, though.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be. No. I don't think it's gonna be. I think they'll win by at least 10.
So yeah, the Saints covering.
Yeah, I do.
I'll take. I'm gonna take the Saints to win this. But I think the Vikings can cover this. I think they can keep it close.
I mean, at 7.5.
I mean, you're telling me
know.
because
That's why I'm picking
for
the
that
cover.
for that to hit
Saints
the
defense
Saints
is giving
for
up
that to
22
hit
a
the
game.
Saints have to win by over a touchdown.
Yeah.
I think the Saints could win by a touchdown, and I think they could win by at least 10.
I think they can. I don't know if they will.
That's what I'm saying. They can. They got the firepower.
They beat anybody by
What you
20.
think, Dre?
I'm going with the Saints. The Vikings got too many injuries.
Are you going with the? Are they going to cover the
Oh,
spread though? Over 7.
Yeah.
I'm just taking them straight up.
They're missing too many players. Too many key players too.
All right, Jowan.
Well,
Seahawks coming to Philly Sunday evening.
Now, I'm going to be real objective. I mean,
$133. You can have a ticket. Seahawks favored by 1.5. Over under is 45.
Go on, man. You look like you're ready to fly
tickets
up there.
as low as 133. But what the plane ticket going to cost to get there? I ain't driving. Man, I know we'll probably get beat, but I just got a feeling, man, because we're gonna be playing at home. It's gonna be about 40-something degrees. That's
44.
the way we like it. You know, that's the way we like it out there. We don't give up a lot of run yards, so I'm not worried about the Marshawn Lynch thing and all of that. So I think we'll make them one-dimensional, but we're not good against the pass at all. We're horrible. Our secondary is horrible. So I think we'll slow down the game. I think our offense is sort of like the Patriots offense like a couple years back when they used to do their double tight end thing. Tight end, throw it to the running back, run the ball, play good defense. So with that motto, I think we'll keep it close. I don't know if we'll win. I'm happy we just made it. You know, over Dallas. It's just like when we beat Dallas, and then the next week Dallas didn't go to the playoffs. It's like we beat Dallas twice in a row.
Yeah.
So that's always a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But I just want to be real with my team. I'm going to pick us regardless.
Right.
I'm not sure if we're going to win. I'm not sure if we're going to cover. But I'm going to pick them anyway because I can't pick against them. So that's my thoughts.
All right. Well, you picking with your heart over your head.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's how you lose money.
That's exactly how you lose money.
That's how you lose money.
Everybody that's watching,
Yeah.
take note.
Take note. This
Of
is
the guy in the Eagles gear. He looked like he just walked straight out of the Fresh Prince show.
I understand
Bel Air with
what
that.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet no money on it, but
Are you one of the guys that made Will move?
who's that?
Will Smith. You looking like one of the guys from the show that made Will move out
Oh,
on the court.
Did you? Were you
With
the
all the
one
Eagle
that?
stuff on?
Were you the one that punked him on the basketball
yeah,
court?
man. Tony, you can't be doing that out here no more.
Your real problem was DJ Jazzy Jeff, wasn't it? That was your real beef.
That was the problem.
That was the
Man,
beef you had.
Seattle, though. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't take into consideration.
You know what I don't like about this game more than anything, real
What
quick,
is it?
is the colors of these teams.
Oh, you don't like their colors?
Neither one of them is like a real color. Like, that's green.
This
Yeah.
is throwbacks.
Now you're like a weird
Now
shade
you're like
of
a
green,
forest
and the Seahawks are a weird
No.
shade of blue. It's like
We
navy
wear
blue
black.
versus navy green.
Nah, we wear black mostly now.
Either way, I don't like that green anymore. Do you like the old green, the Kelly green?
I like your black uniforms.
I like the black ones too.
I think they're sweet.
I was gonna wear my black Nick Foles today, but
You got a Foles jersey.
I mean, I got a Foles, I got a Wentz, I got a.
We can hang Foles up right back here if you want us to.
Here's the thing. But Russell Wilson has
Andrey,
got,
what you got? Oh, sorry, Hunter.
I was just
You
going to
were,
say
bro.
this little tidbit. Fun fact, I know Colin Cowherd says it all the time, and it's good. It's a good thing to have note of. Russell Wilson has got the best West Coast to East Coast record. That's me. That's a team from the West come to play at the
It's
East.
very
He's
important.
got a winning
It makes
record.
a difference.
It makes a difference because a lot of Kevin says it all the time. He never really wants to take someone traveling cross country.
Yeah.
But Russell Wilson's got the best one. He's got a winning record when he travels from the West Coast to play on the East Coast.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's not going to be no jet lag. I mean, and he's done more with less anyways this season.
Yeah.
I can't believe more. I thought
more people would be on the Seahawks right now. But with that spread at 1.5, people feel better about the Seahawks Eagles than they do the Texans against the Bills.
I know.
And so, because that's a home game, the road team's still favored.
Yeah.
By 1.5, but it's giving you guys a little more respect than I don't know. I would stay away from this game if I'm betting wise, but I think the Seahawks are going to win.
Yeah, all right, I'm gonna dip over here.
Let me tell you real quick, Andrey. Here's who the Eagles beat the last 4 games of the season for their winning streak. Giants, Redskins, Cowboys, Giants. So we didn't exactly, and they lost to the Dolphins to start that off. So
Yeah, I lost to the Jets.
Yeah,
Cowboys lost to the Jets.
cause Seattle they struggled stopping the run towards the end of the season too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
49ers.
And we're running the ball right now.
Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
That's gonna be pretty. And then
And Boston Scott.
And they say I think Jordan Howard is coming back.
and they always got a slow start to games too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of leaning towards going with the Eagles.
Come on to the other side.
Fletcher Cox gonna cause problems.
That's another thing. Our defensive line, for whatever reason, we always play good near the end of the year and in the playoffs. The D-line plays great. We got a lot of good linemen. We got Cox. We got Curry. We got Graham. We got a couple other guys.
You
who
gonna be
switch
able to
in and
keep
out.
Russell Wilson in front of you though if y'all get penetration?
I mean, who does?
He's underrated, most dangerous dual threat
Yeah,
quarterback
he
in the
is.
league.
Russell problem.
But-
He hold on to that ball though.
He does.
Yeah.
But now,
He-
like
he-
I said earlier, we know he's going to do that. We're
Yeah.
not worried about the run
Right.
whatsoever.
Right.
You can't expect this man Marshawn to just come off the street eating Skittles. He ain't going to come in there doing that on us.
See, the only thing I say about that too, because he ain't winded yet. I don't think he in shape to be running the ball right now. But if he was, they would did this probably about 3 or 4 games before
Yeah.
the season ended. Y'all be in trouble. But I think y'all can beat up on this man that's been sitting on the couch.
Yeah, right. So I think we just,
I think y'all
you know,
can. Y'all
come out
can.
there, stay in our lanes.
Yeah.
To wrap up.
That's very
Don't worry
major.
about
You
your
know,
lane.
Russell Wilson gets to doing magic back there in that pocket, and then before he
Magic
starts
man.
scrambling out.
Talking about for Marshawn too, you still got to wrap him up.
Don't
Oh,
let
yeah, we'll wrap 'em up.
Beastquake 2.0 happen. That'd
Nah,
be awful.
yeah, that would.
So I go with the Eagles on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I get the Eagles this one.
To me, I'm gonna have to take Seattle, and it's just because think about it. They're playing in a wild card game at 11-5. They've had a great season this year. You know, unfortunate for them. They were in the same division as the Rams and the 49ers, who the 49ers, came completely out of left field to win the division this year. So 11-5 Seahawks team, they're not as bad as people probably want to give them credit for. But it's a testament to really what Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson are doing with with the loss of all their key players that they do have. And to me, a lot of people haven't been giving him credit. I think DK Metcalf's really come around for them.
Yeah.
He's played well this year.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take Seattle to win on the road. 1.5 though. To me, I really wouldn't want to bet it.
Yeah.
But if you do bet it at that small of a margin, you would have to take Seattle to cover, because 1 point game, that's so iffy. So I would have to take Seattle to cover.
Well, in Russell's 13 starts,
Yeah.
8 of those he's been trailing by 10 at halftime. And,
Yeah,
and
they're
4 of them he's been shut out.
Their
at
plus
halftime.
minus has not been great this
Yeah.
year. It's like the lowest with a winning percentage.
And then at 26 and against the rush, that don't mix well.
No,
Don't mix
not with Miles Sanders.
That don't
He'll
mix
dip
well.
out on you. I like that kid.
Now, what's
Yeah.
the little that small back there running
Boston
last
Scott.
one? They better not put him out there.
Why? he Darren Sproles 2.0.
Hey, man.
That man had 3 rushing touchdowns last week.
I wouldn't put him back out there.
Man, the Legion of Doom's not out there no more.
That was little.
He ain't no. He weighs
little.
more than Darren Sproles. He weighs 205 pounds.
Yeah, but Sproles wasn't taking all the handouts. They were trying to feed that man.
That's only because Sanders got hurt last week. Usually we don't even run Scott up the middle like that. It's usually screen passes, stuff like that.
That's your third.
But you
that's your
gotta
third down back.
catch him. That man's fast. He's elusive, and I like him.
All right, well, that's all you got to know is you
Yeah.
like him.
All right, so going into next weekend, let's recap on what everybody had real quick. Andrey in the NFC has Saints and Eagles winning. I have Saints and Seahawks. Hunter,
Saints and Seahawks.
and Jowan, Eagles and Saints.
Yep.
Everybody on the Saints, that means bet against the Saints, folks. Over in the AFC, I had Bills and Patriots. Jowan?
I had Pats and who was
Texans.
Texans? Yeah.
Yeah, you're the only one on the Texans.
Yeah.
Everyone else had Bills and Patriots, I think. All three of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Juwan's on the Texans on that. That could be different. And then, like we said, we are all on the Saints. And then a little split on Seahawks and Eagles. Looking at ahead, skip over everything. Because next, we don't know who the matchups will be next weekend. Right now, you're putting $100 down on the table. Who are you picking in the Super Bowl? AFC, to give me the matchup and who wins in the Super Bowl. Juwan?
Kansas City.
And
Over? Kansas City over the Saints.
Hunter?
That was my exact matchup.
Yeah.
It was Kansas City over the Saints.
Andrey?
Andrey taking Baltimore. I know this man.
Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I can go to Saints and Chiefs.
Who's winning?
Definitely Saints.
All right, I'm on Andre's bus. We're all driving the same bus. It's Saints and Chiefs, but we're on the same street. We're in two different cars.
Yeah.
Andrey and I are Saints over Chiefs. Hunter and Jowan are Chiefs over Saints. So either way, if we got that matchup, that would be one Super Bowl. I really want Drew Brees to win another one, but that would be one Super Bowl where I'm not picking against a team or not liking against. It's
Yeah.
been so long. So I mean, the Patriots are in 9 of them.
Yeah.
So a lot of people pick against them. Want to see someone different win. So that happens a lot when,
If
your,
Drew
when your
Brees
team
wins
don't
his
make it.
second, to me, he's already better than him. But if he wins his second, you got to put him over Aaron Rodgers when you speak about both of them.
Well, all right, I agree now.
If
too.
Drew Brees wins the second one, you got to take Aikman.
Well,
off of
Brees
that
is already
list
over
right
on
there.
that list.
Yeah,
Brees is already
Brees is
on
on
that
Oh,
his
okay.
list.
Well,
Yeah.
he's got to move up. He moves up.
That's not an order.
He moves up.
That's not an
Oh,
order.
okay.
All right. Real quick, while we talked about that, so folks, there's your preview for the NFL this weekend. Andrey, on last Saturday, we were naming our top 10 quarterbacks of all time. The NFL put out their top 10, and we went through that and took a couple off of theirs. Some of the
pay
older
attention to
guys.
Is this the
purple
NFL's top 10?
No, I can read you the NFLs if you give me a second.
That's just what we put up there. Montana, Brady, and Unitas were all up there regardless. So
Right.
We think people wouldn't want to. I don't think anybody's going to ixnay any of those
you
three.
can't, yeah.
But the other 8 on there,
The next 4 were added one person at a time.
yeah.
So Tom added Marino. We were like, this is the guy you cannot take off and cannot argue.
Okay.
Tom added Marino. Terry added Aikman. And Terry added Aikman over Staubach, which that surprised me a lot coming from Terry. Hunter added Peyton Manning, and I'm the one that added Drew Brees. So, Andrey, to finish the last 3 spots, we took a 4-person vote poll where we all wrote down our top 3, and the only ones getting multiple votes were Bradshaw and Elway, so they made the top 10. So that left us with 1 person. No, Jameis is not on the board if you're that's who you're looking for over
I
there.
was just saying why I only seen Young on there one time.
That's what I said yesterday.
Well, that's what we're getting to.
Okay.
So over on the left are the 9 qualifiers that we're going to leave up there. So we're looking for our 10th person. We're going to finish up in the morning, and we got some Jawan's input yesterday on what he thought. Some of the finalists are the ones with the dots on them, the blue dots. So Staubach, Kurt Warner, Steve Young, Eli, Greasy, Doug Williams, and Vic and Tarkington. I don't know. Eli and Brian Sipe I marked on there. Those were different marks for something else. So take Eli off that. He wasn't nominated. Greasy was nominated. 2 Super Bowl wins. Tarkington lost 4. Doug Williams, the first African-American quarterback to win. Vic for everything he did. Steve Young won 1 Super Bowl. Kurt Warner went to 3, won 1 and an MVP. Staubach won 2 Super Bowls, went to 4. Never had a losing season in his career. Andrey, looking at the list of people that are available, who would you nominate as the 10th person on the list?
From the red to the blue.
Anything on the right that hadn't been marked out, yeah. What would who would be your
Steve
10th? Who would be someone that you think that we didn't get that should be on the list?
Steve Young.
All right, Jowan yesterday went. Favre was his one, then Young was his top two that off the list. So your reasons for Young?
Jerry Rice and
John Taylor.
What's the crybaby?
Oh, Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
T.O.
Yo, cry, baby.
He did cry.
But that was with Jeff Garcia.
That was
though.
with Garcia, yeah.
Wasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah,
Wasn't the
yeah.
cry
I think
with
that was
Garcia?
with Garcia, yeah.
That's
They
my
put-
quarterback.
Well, yeah.
Then he cried for Romo.
Yeah.
He's an emotional guy. He could out sit up anyone in this room.
Oh, man, right now.
If we added up our sit-ups, do you think he could beat us?
I wouldn't even try.
I'm talking about all four of us added together, so we'd get a 0 from you.
What y'all gonna do?
Whatever we get, add a 0 to it. So you're on Steve Young. Is that the one?
Yeah, I get to pick two of them from over there.
No, I mean you can nominate two all you want. It's just we're getting your input. The guys tomorrow we're gonna finish. We're gonna do our top 10. I just wanted your and Jawan's input, just so Hunter and I could use it tomorrow for.
I would nominate Steve Young and I don't see his name.
Romo's in the top left.
No,
He's right there.
Where Brad, where Brad
we
Johnson
didn't
at?
ask for him.
Oh god.
Brad, oh, my God.
He's not. He is not on there.
He got a Super
He do
Bowl
got a
ring. Where
Super Bowl
Brad at?
ring.
Brad Johnson is not on the list. And
I'm right here,
if you
Brad.
can't tell, that's one of Andre's 72 Bucks hats he has on right now. That's one of the ones you can't quite tell. I've got Brad's records here, Andre. People for you wanting to know. Jawan,
Yes.
all right, see if you can follow my concept here. 10 or more starts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that easy to follow?
Okay.
In seasons with 10 or more starts, these are these quarterbacks' records, as in winning record, losing record, 500.
Okay.
So you got where I'm going right now.
Yeah.
So let's start with Cam. 8 seasons, he had 10 or more starts. Only 3 of them were winning seasons.
Mm-hmm.
5 losing seasons, 0, 8, and 8. All right, so you follow me.
Yeah.
3, 5, and 0.
Yeah.
You know who else had 3 winning seasons, 5 losings, and 0?
Who's that?
Jeff George.
Mm.
Jay Cutler, 3, 6, and 1. Vinny Testaverde, the most losing seasons in NFL history. 9 losing seasons for Testaverde. He had 4 winning seasons, so Testaverde has more winning seasons than Cam Newton. Chris Chandler, 2 winning seasons, 5 losing seasons, and 2 500 seasons for Chris Chandler.
Okay.
How about another Carolina Panther, Rodney Peete? 2 winning seasons, 2 losing seasons, and 1 500. Fitzmagic, did he start 10 games this year?
No.
I think he did.
right at it.
Yeah, because Josh Rosen only started like 2 games, and they said,
Okay.
"Yeah, you're actually really not good."
Yeah.
So.
So Ryan Fitzmagic in his career has more rushing touchdowns than Bo Jackson,
Really? Wow.
and he has the same number of losing seasons as Cam Newton at 5 right now.
How many winning he got?
He's only got 1.
Wow. That was the year with the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So here's some
Fitzmagic, baby.
So here's some guys, you know.
Guess what, though? He did beat the Patriots this year.
Here's some folks
He
with
did.
winning
He did.
records
Beat
that
us
other
too.
people might. Here's some other ones. Interesting notes, because since Andre mentioned Brad Johnson, people say Brad's not that good. We laughed at him. Huh.
Brad was solid.
How about this?
All right.
Brad had 5 winning seasons to Cam's 3, and Brad only had 2 losing seasons to Cam's 5. So which one was more successful?
I guess you
Who
would
was
say.
say who?
Brad and Cam. Brad
Who's
Johnson.
more successful?
Yeah, who's more successful?
Brad.
Okay. A Super Bowl win and 5 winning seasons and 2. So Andre Bush.
All them years didn't come with Tampa Bay, though.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. Cordell Stewart, 3 winning seasons, 2 losing seasons. Brian Sipe, the 1980 Cleveland Brown quarterback, MVP, had 4 winning seasons for the Cleveland Browns. Cam's only had 3. So when they bring up MVP, I'm like, okay, Brian Sipe, he had.
What Cunningham got?
I'm going to get to Cunningham.
okay.
I got him on the list. How about Joe Flacco is the 10th all-time in playoff wins.
Yeah.
He had 7 winning seasons in his career, only 1 losing season in Joe Flacco's career. 1 with 10 starts or more. Andy Dalton drafted the same draft as Cam Newton. I hit a button up there. We switched things. Everybody's listening still. How about that? There we go.
Hey.
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton, same draft as Cam.
Yeah.
Just the complete opposite record of Cam, though. 5 winning, 3 losing. Now think about that. The Panthers drafted Andy Dalton in the second round. They could have had Von Miller in the first round. They wouldn't have lost to Von Miller in the Super Bowl. Right?
Yeah.
True or false, Jowan?
True or false?
I guess it's true.
All right, here's some more. How about Dale Homey?
Jake.
Winning or losing record?
Losing.
He about 4-4.
4-1. Dale Homey
Four
only
lo-
had 1 losing season in Carolina. Went 5-5 another year. Alex Smith, your man, 7-2.
I was gonna say he's got a winning record because he won a lot.
Drew
but
Bled-
he just couldn't get over the hump.
Drew
Yeah.
Bledsoe, 6-4-2. Michael Vick, 5-2.
By winning?
Yep, 2 losing.
And this is by a minimum 10 starts.
Yeah.
So Vic 5-2, Cam 3-5. How about some of the other rushing quarterbacks? Russell Wilson never had a losing season in his career.
Never.
Randall Cunningham never had a losing season in his career.
Hey.
He's got more yards than Cam, same number of Super Bowls. He never had a losing season in his career. Cam's had 5. That's the thing about it. It's not 1 losing season. It's not 2. He's had 5 losing seasons. Tony Romo. You ready for this, Jowan? Never had a losing season in his career. 5 winning, 0 losing,
And a bunch of 8-8s.
3 8-8s.
Yeah.
3 8-8s. That's Jason Garrett's fault on that one. We're gonna blame Garrett on those.
He ain't there no
That's-
more.
yeah, that's
How about
Fox
this?
Now.
Danny White never had a losing season. Roger Staubach never had a losing season. So 3 Cowboys quarterbacks, Romo, White, and Staubach combined, 17-0-4. Aitman, the only one with losing seasons, he had 4. Troy Aikman had 4 losing seasons. So, Juwan, if you want to take him off the list, there's your reason you could take him off the list. But he did have 7 winning seasons.
Yeah.
Rich Gannon, 6-1-1. And that's my fun list of quarterbacks' records that you might not know or might not think about on that. And that's going to lead me into the overrated.
Overrated, underrated.
Barry Sanders is my overrated. Now, don't say a word. I just want to read you this whole thing, Juwan. You ready?
Yeah.
This is from your man, Sal Palantonio. I did not write this. These are not my opinions. These are just the facts that
Sal
he
is
wrote.
my boy.
Sal Pal. Barry Sanders scored 1 touchdown for every 35 touches in 53 regular season games. But in the postseason, 1 touchdown for every 112 touches in 6 games. 4 times worse. Sanders' only career touchdown was a 47-yard touchdown against the Cowboys when his team was up 31-6 already. The only touchdown in Sanders' career in the playoffs again was when the team was up 31-6 in the playoffs. The following week, he went to see the Redskins. And Sanders was not a factor, getting beat 41-10. In 4 outdoor postseason games, Barry Sanders averaged 2.8 yards a carry. He never scored a touchdown outdoors, and he never ran for more than 65 yards in a game outdoors. Barry Sanders went 0-4 in outdoor playoff games, losing by an average of 17 points. Wildcard game in Lambeau, 1994, Barry Sanders averaged 5.7 yards a carry, the second highest of his career. And in the first round at Lambeau on the frozen tundra, 13 carries minus 1 yard. 13 carries minus 1 yard. 4 catches that day for a grand total of 4 yards, which he had 16 touches for 3 yards against the Green Bay Packers. And then for those who say he didn't have any help, what about Herman Moore and Brett Perryman? Sal Powell says they stretched the field for Sanders, 1,000-yard receivers. Now, Herman Moore also set the record for catches during those years. He had 3 100-catch seasons. Michael Irvin never had 1 100-catch season. So, Barry Sanders had more help at wide receiver than Emmitt Smith had.
Man,
On the offensive line, we want to say the line, Barry Sanders had 1 Hall of Fame offensive lineman. Emmitt Smith had 1 Hall of Fame offensive lineman. Now, and finally, Barry's defenses, 11th, 15th, 19th, 14th, and 10th in the playoffs in the middle of the pack. Now, tell me now, Barry Sanders is not overrated. And what I mean by overrated, before let me finish it, he is not the best running back of all time. That is where my line is overrated. So if he's second, I'm saying he's overrated because a lot of people say he's best, and there are a bunch of backs I would rather have on my team than Barry Sanders.
Nah, I'm not gonna say he's the best running back.
So then you agree he is overrated?
No, I'm not agreeing that he's overrated. What I'm agreeing on is that he did not have a bunch of playoff success running the ball. But we ain't gonna sit here and act like that Emmitt Smith's line wasn't better than Barry Sanders, because it was.
They both had.
No, I don't want to hear about that one Hall of Famer stuff, Kevin.
Okay, name me.
Everybody knows.
Name me one other offensive lineman. Name me one for the Cowboys.
Who's the Cowboys one?
Larry Allen.
Okay, you had Nate Newton, the pound man.
Are you talking about for selling weed or
I'm
selling
talking that's why I said the pound man.
He sold more.
Who's selling dope?
He sold more bricks than he had pancakes in Dallas.
Quarter brick,
Nate
half a brick.
Nate Newton used to pancake people on that
garbage.
line, man.
His name Newton.
He was not
just because y'all
Nate
ran
Newton.
Mike Golick out there against Nate Newton.
No, look, man.
But Barry Sanders' run style was his crutch though.
Mm-hmm.
That stopping and starting in the NFL don't work. You
right.
can't do that.
He also you're right, Andrey.
Well,
he has the most
behind the line of scrimmage, though.
Barry has the most carries for loss in NFL history, and you're exactly right about that. About hitting the hole. Now, listen. I would never argue that he's probably the hardest to touch and get a hand on. If he had to run today with the little pads and the jerseys
Tight
glued to him,
yeah.
I don't know what they would do with it. But once he got to the line of scrimmage, past the line of scrimmage, I would say he might be the best ever. But he's got to get to that line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
He's got the catching wasn't there, the blocking wasn't there, and Sal ripped. I didn't even pull up the sentence, but he did rip into him about quitting on the team, which I'm not going to. But the thing with Barry, and I like him to death, and I love him. Like I said, probably the hardest person to ever get to. But he wasn't in a reliable sense to where every game we're going outside, no matter what defense we're playing. It didn't matter who the Dallas Cowboys played. I'm just using him as an example. He's going to get 65 at least in a touchdown. Barry might get 2 yards. He might get 170 yards. We don't know. But that's the thing about Barry.
His line was horrible.
I just told you. Hall of Fame lineman.
One.
That's all Emmett had.
That doesn't mean he didn't have good linemen. That doesn't mean they wasn't good.
But
That just means the rest of his linemen
hole.
didn't make the Hall of
They
Fame.
made the same number of playoffs that Dallas did with them.
But Emmett hit the hole.
Man,
Where you
stop.
call that ball going, Emmett gonna hit that hole.
Yeah, Emmett's gonna hit the hole, but neither one of them was the best running back ever.
This didn't mean to be.
Well, who's the best
an
running
Emmett
back
thing.
ever then?
It's not Emmitt Smith.
Michael Pittman.
Smash. I say it's Walter
Listen,
Payton.
The most.
Walter Payton.
Yeah.
I would say
You
Emmett
think Emmett's
is the most
I don't think
reliable.
mine-
I would say Emmett's the most reliable. You know everything you're going to get from him. He does everything. Like if you gave him ratings across the board, it would be 9s. Vision maybe a 10. But
Except
everything
for
would be
speed.
a 9. He's not 10 fast.
He's not a 9.
I'm trying to
He's
tell you
more
what,
like a
mine's more new
7.5
age though. Mine's more
speed.
Who called him
more
from
my
behind?
day. Mine's more my time, and that's LT. The offensive
LT was
LT.
LT
LaDainian Tomlinson
was nice.
disgusting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I can't say that he's.
And he's playing with today's athletes.
He is.
He had the speed. He had the speed. The lightning bolt
he had the
was
speed.
not as fast as he was
I'd
on
put
his
him in the
helmet.
top 10, but he was like Barry. He didn't want it enough. But the LaDainian Tomlinson
I
never
think
won.
LaDainian-
He's
I
a
think
quitter
LT
too.
I think
You can't have a
LaDainian-
quitter at a running back.
Man, I think
That's
LaDainian
my
Tomlinson just
Andre, use the
was-
line. You want to block for a quarter back here?
I think LaDainian Thompson was unfortunate to be on not
On
a
the
great
team he was
Charger
on.
team.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
definitely agree with a lot of that. Yeah.
Well, and we can get in the top. You know,
He's a Hall of Famer.
It's whatever. A lot of the running back argument is what you want.
Your own personal
it depends on
preference.
your offense
Yeah.
and what you're doing.
Yeah, 'cause I take all stink all day.
See, Andre will line up with Dunn and all start.
Fullbacks.
They ain't got nothing on.
That ain't no fullback.
Oh,
That's a man child.
that's a man.
I
Fullback.
personally think that Peterson is the best running back since Emmett and Barry. My only dig with him is the catching.
That matters. So I don't think that he can even be.
That's what I'm saying.
In the
top
3,
running style. I
Who can't be in the top 3?
Adrian Peterson.
I love him running.
Just 'cause
No,
he
he
can't
don't catch the ball out of the backfield. No.
But
I'm
what's
just-
what is
So if
the
all these
name
other
of the
dudes
position
do-
that he plays though?
Running
He's
if all
a
these other
running
dudes
back.
do-
All he has to do is run.
Listen, if
He came off of ACL surgery, ACL tear
It-
next
put
year,
it
almost
this way,
ran for,
and
almost broke the
to-
record.
yeah.
Almost broke the record.
Yeah. But
He is a
Here's
horse
the thing.
in a man's body.
okay, but he doesn't in today's game. He doesn't even get to play on third
He
down.
is what we could call a real life centaur.
who
He's
would be
a
good
horse in a
today?
man's body.
I tell you, who'd be good today? Marshall Faulk.
Marshall Faulk deserves a lot more
Yeah.
credit than he actually gets. Yeah, I'll take Marshall over anybody else. If I'm starting a team today myself, I'll take Marshall over anybody else we didn't already name.
See, I'm at the point though, as a quarterback, like I honestly wouldn't care one bit whether my running back can catch the ball or not. Because if I can throw a pass to a wide receiver, I don't need this joker on a swing pass.
Oh, you're gonna need him.
I don't need him. I don't need
We
him.
don't got to run the North Turner Cam Newton offense, hitting my running back 15
I can
times
dunk.
a
I
game.
can dunk to my.
I'm not
I
asking
can
that.
dunk to my
I'm not
tight end. I'd rather my running back if the whole swing pass thing. Anytime Dallas threw the swing pass, I'm like, this ain't. I'd rather hand it up to Emmett. He might be 1-on-1, but the swing, like the whole. We can throw Chris McCaffrey all day. Well, the reason they're throwing at him is because they can't complete a pass to a real receiver.
Well, okay, on 3rd and 4, I don't want to have to be sending one running back to the sideline and bringing another one in.
I know, that's
would
why Emmitt
prefer
Smith played
for
every
my
down.
Okay, and I give it to Emmett. So to me, that that's just my own personal preference. If you can do more than the other player, I think you should be rated higher than that next man.
I just typed in running backs in NFL history, and usually on a Google search, we'll put like pictures up top, 4
Yeah.
pictures that pop up: Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Jim Brown, Eric Dickerson.
We forget about Eric Dickerson. None of us actually got to see Eric Dickerson play like that.
But what about Terrell Davis?
Terrell
We
Davis.
forget about Terrell
Denver.
Davis, and he could do it all too.
Yeah.
That's the real reason that
Terrell Davis was the man, and
2 years.
he had some good years. He had some good years.
It's about longevity, and that's the thing when people, when they bring up the Jordan arguments, and people that are Jordan fans be like, look, when he played, there were dudes that could dunk better than him. There were dudes that could shoot better than him. There's somebody could dribble or pass better than him. But all of them couldn't do all of them better than him.
Right.
He's the best. He might be the second best at all that. So it's the same thing with your running backs, and you're talking about what can they do. Is anybody going to put Frank Gorge or Ron Bettis in the top 10 if you're going to rank them?
And Frank Gore's up there in yards now.
Yeah,
Frank Gore's like what, 2nd or 3rd in
I
yards
think he's
all
third
time.
now.
I'm saying if he wouldn't have got hurt,
Look, I'm just looking at.
Bianca Batuka would have been the best thing ever.
I just typed
When
Timmy.
when that man played, he showed up.
Timmy.
I'll tell you what.
I was not expecting Bianca
There's an article on NFL.com. Just typed it in because I was like top running backs of all time, and they have at 12 Marshall Faulk. It was like top 25. 12 Marshall Faulk. They have Emmitt Smith at 11. They have O.J. Simpson in
Burn
front
that
of him.
list.
They got Tony Dorsett in front of him.
Tony
Earl
Dorsett.
Campbell in front
Emmett's
of him.
better than Tony.
Barry Sanders, Eric Dickerson, LaDainian Tomlinson is 5th. Bo Jackson,
He played
Gale
3
Sayers,
years. Bo Jackson didn't
Gale
have
Sayers,
1,000 yards.
Walter Payton, and then Jim Brown is number 1.
If I ain't mistaken, I don't think Gale Sayers ever went to the playoffs.
My question is why when we do these comparisons and make these lists, we don't listen to the people who's actually seen everyone play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if we know someone has or hasn't played, I bet whoever made that list, if it's LaDainian Thompson and Bo Jackson's in the top 5, then they've never seen none of these people play. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, and then a lot of the best
way.
running backs, they still got
That one wasn't powered in.
I guess not, but it's all right. It's okay.
It should be.
a lot of the best running backs are still a lot of older players that none of us up here got to watch play.
Bo Jackson never had 10 touchdowns, never had 1,000 yards. He only played half the, he wasn't playing the whole season. 7 games, 10 games, 11 games, and 10 games. And you also got to remember who else was in his backfield, Jowan.
Marcus Allen.
Yeah, so he's sharing carries
And where
and
nobody
sharing
talks about
games. Yeah, we don't. Bo Jackson only started a grand total of 23 games in his NFL career. And like I said, Ryan Fitzpatrick has more touchdowns than Bo Jackson.
Give me
Rushing
LT
touchdowns.
all day.
LT all day.
LT, I really like LT.
LT.
Yeah.
He's okay.
He's okay.
I mean, I just when he sat down to play off and quit, like I don't know if I could ever not hold that against him. So I can give him the credit for being good. Like same thing with Barry when him quitting. That was the underrated on that one was Deion Sanders.
Emmett started the season late
because they wouldn't pay him.
Underrated Deion.
And you know what he did in that season, Jowan?
What did he do?
MVP in Super Bowl. The only running back ever.
So what?
Lead the league in rushing, MVP in Super Bowl. Well, they did after the third. Yeah, they went 0-2. They did.
Right.
Jerry Jones
He proved his point.
No, man, and everybody forgets Aikman was actually recruited as an option quarterback.
That's why
Oklahoma.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he went to UCLA. Didn't get along. He didn't like the Switzer stuff. All right, so there's your NFL stuff. Overrated, underrated. I think we've done. The underrated was basketball. Let's move over to basketball real quick. NBA. I told Jowan and Andrey to make them a little list, and we're gonna go. Now remember my rules though.
What's the rules?
We're at the park.
Oh well, let me take this one guy off.
We're not.
He gonna get handled at the park.
We taking 5 people to the park. Take Trapuka off.
Ooh, I got one.
I know who you better have on there. Is Rex Chapman.
Nope.
If you go into the park.
Nope. He might get bullied down there.
Listen, Chapman he's like Stackhouse. He's not afraid. He's ready to.
Is my Mount Rushmore of Atlanta Braves players going to the park?
No, they don't
going
do
to play at
that.
the park?
So
baseball.
this is
I
our
might have to make a change.
this is our Charlotte Hornets starting lineup.
They're going to play at the Sandlot.
Not the greatest ever.
Oh yeah.
Not the greatest ever Hornet. Not the greatest of career. But I'm talking about the best basketball players. We're going to the park. They could have only played for the Hornets for 1 year. I don't care. As long as there's a Charlotte Hornet at some point. It was in the starting lineup. Now, who wants to go first? I think the positions we're going to argue about, I don't know. We'll see. Let's say this. Everyone in the room has Larry Johnson on the list.
Yeah.
In the starting lineup.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to make sure that wasn't going to be a problem. Okay. But after that, we're about to get silly because there's going to be different people for different things. All right, which position y'all want to do next? We'll put Larry at where? 3 or 4? I say the 4.
He's still going to the 4. Yeah.
Larry at the 4?
Yep.
Today's game he'd play 3 probably because he's only 6'6". But you could put him at either. Because here's the key. My key. I'm guessing you guys on y'all's list have Alonzo Mourning. Is that true?
I do. Yeah, you got to.
What if I said you don't?
What if I told you I know exactly who Kevin's going to pick at the center position?
What if I put Dwight Howard instead of Lonzo?
I could take it.
Lonzo didn't take.
Then you gonna get beat at the park.
Time out. You think Lonzo's better than Dwight Howard?
Man,
So we picking both way players.
I mean, they got to walk down the other side of the court and play defense.
no, at the park. If you don't, if we keep scoring on you, you don't get the ball.
Right. Oh, you playing make it, take it? We ain't playing full court. I'm playing full court, 21 twos and threes.
Okay. All right.
Full court, 21 twos and threes.
All right.
That was a double entendre.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying I don't like Alonzo. What I'm saying is that you could even put Alonzo at the 3 and Larry. I mean, Alonzo at the 4 and Larry at the 3 if you want to go big and put Dwight. People want to talk about how great a Hornet Alonzo was. He was only there 3 years. 3, not 5, 6.
Alonzo?
He was only there. Yeah, Alonzo.
First 3 years.
He was only 3 years in Charlotte. Dwight set the team record in field goal percentage in his only year. Dwight led a team to the finals by himself pretty much. And I'm sure he made the All-NBA way more than Alonzo did. I'm not taking away anything from Alonzo. If you go big, I'm putting Alonzo at my 4. But if we're only going one center, I got Dwight. I'm not going to argue if you want to go Alonzo. That's fine. I'm not saying anything other. But I personally like Dwight better than Alonzo.
Why?
I just gave y'all the reasons why.
He's
a way better athlete.
Dwight doesn't even have an offensive game, dog.
You don't need to. Well, we're going to read the rest of the list. What does Dwight need to do? Block shots, rebound, and dunk.
And he doesn't do none of that stuff better than Alonzo, except other than dunk.
Block shots better than Alonzo.
No, he doesn't.
I don't know. He might. We'll see. It'd be close. All right. So, what's your starting 5, Andrey?
Well, I got Kimba out there.
Yeah.
I got Larry Johnson, Dale Carey, Anthony Mason, and Lonzo.
Anthony Mason.
I had
Who'd
Anthony
you
Mason
say?
wrote
Say
down,
that-
but
say those five
he
again.
didn't start for
Say
me.
this 5 again.
Kimba, LJ,
We're gonna kill y'all.
Dale Carey,
Oh my God. We're gonna crush y'all.
Anthony Mason, and Zoe.
In fact, there's only one person on your team that's on my team.
Who's that?
LJ.
JLJ.
Yeah.
All right, Juwan, who you got?
I got Kimba at the point. I got Baron Davis at my 2.
Mm-hmm.
So not only are we gonna shut the park down, we're gonna do it in style too.
You're right.
I got Glenn Rice at my 3.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got LJ and Zoe. So I think my squad gonna win.
That's kind of soft.
Who? Glenn Rice?
All right.
Oh yeah, Glenn soft. he had tendonitis. You know, he used to wear them.
I mean, he used to wear the things on his knee, and he gonna
Yeah,
light you up.
nice.
He gonna stand right over here and just light you up.
All right. So I got a mixture of y'all's too. Y'all know what I'm saying about Dwight Howard. All right, I feel you on Zoe. I can interchange them, but I would personally have Dwight, and I'd have LJ at the 4. Glenn Rice at the 3.
Mm-hmm. Shoot lights out.
Juwan, you're in the ballpark, but you messed up.
Where'd I mess up at? My 2 guard?
I like Baron Davis. He's my point guard.
Here's your point. Okay.
Honestly, let's think, and I tell people all this time that these Kimba lovers.
He was Kimba before Kimba.
If you playing, you go to the park. Which one you taking? 1-on-1 on your team.
Man, I
Baron
don't
Davis dunking
know.
on everybody's
I want
heads.
you to know this right now. Kimba Walker breaks ankles
Hey,
like
but
it's
Baron
effortless.
Davis used to too.
I know. I saw Baron Davis used to bang on people
And
too
then-
when he went to Golden State.
and
then-
Bang.
Can,
on
bang
people.
on people,
can
yeah.
Kimba dunk like Baron too?
He,
That's
he
what
might touch rim.
he might touch.
He might touch
Baron
rim.
gonna get.
Well, neither one of them gonna be dunking with Zoe and Dwight
They might get a fast break. But
You're right about that.
I honestly, and everybody forgets about Baron Davis. I've always liked him more.
I did
Kimba.
too,
He's
man.
more physical. He dunks it. Listen, Kim's got a great handle. I'll give it to him.
I actually want to take Kim out now and put Baron.
Yeah, Baron, man. Baron was.
I forgot about that too.
Yeah, this is
Hunter,
just
I have a-
purely based
I have
on
a-
park basketball.
Well, speaking of that, one of my intramural jerseys has the Baron written on the back of it
Yeah.
instead of my name. That's all I have to say about Baron Davis. You're not going to get me off Baron and Dwight Howard.
Right.
Those two I really like, and Charlotte fans will. They don't like either one of them, I guess. My 2 guard.
yeah, I was just about to do the same thing. That's Rain.
My 2 guards. You ready?
Let's hear it.
Kendall Gill.
I thought about Ken. I used to like Kendall Gill.
Kendall Gill was a baller. Now, if
he
we're at the
was.
park, I'll say this: if I'm on the court, I would rather probably have Kendall. If I'm at the park, I might substitute this guy for Kendall.
He too pretty.
You ready?
Who?
Mashburn.
I forgot about Monster Mash.
If I'm at the park, I'm taking Mash and Rice on my wings, Baron Davis at
Yeah.
the point. I'm going to the blocks with Larry Johnson and Dwight Howard.
and Jamal Mashburn to take you to the block.
And
too.
man, look, y'all are doing all this, top, the team you want to take out there to win. Y'all want to do like the most trash team you could put together from the play. Like, cause I'm telling you right now, I'm taking Sean May, I'm taking Adam Morrison, I'm taking Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Okay. Who else can I think of that's just absolute hot?
Didn't we have a garbage
Anybody
point-
that was
we have-
drafted within the last 6
Yeah.
years.
DJ
for real.
Augustine is here a point
DJ,
guard. of
DJ
that
Austin, and
team?
we can put Gerald Henderson at
You
the
know
two.
what? I used see. I used to like. I like Gerald Wallace, man. Oh, you said Gerald
I
Henderson.
said Gerald Henderson
Oh,
at the
yeah.
two. That's
God,
garbage.
yeah, man.
That's garbage time. But I had to make sure Sean May and Adam Morrison got their
I used to like
respects.
Augustine though. He was solid.
DJ Augustine got better, I feel like, when he moved to the Magic.
Yeah.
And was, the backup down there to I can't remember the point guard they had down there in Orlando.
I ain't want nobody that wore a Bobcat.
He don't know, but I'm saying it's the trash.
It
Y'all
sucks.
making the great team.
Primo
This is the trash team.
Primo Breezek is your starting center. He's the
Primo.
jump ball in our picture in there. We've got the first game. coming.
It's man. Those jerseys made them actually worse.
The Bobcats jerseys.
Yeah.
They look
So-
awesome.
so- Did you want-
Because
did you want on your
they had
blocks?
teams that are been better than a bunch of the revived Hornets teams that we've done had since they came back.
Juwan, you're right on the blocks. Alonzo averaged 2.8. Dwight Howard 1.9. But the rebounds, Dwight 12.
Yeah.
Alonzo 8.
Yeah.
Lonzo did not rebound as good as a lot of people thought. He only had 4 years in double digits. 3 of them were in Charlotte. Dwight Howard's averaged 10 points. 10 rebounds. It looks like about 12 straight years with a grand total average of 12.4. The last 2 years he's not averaged, but before then, I can't give you the grand total.
But Zoe is money at the free throw line.
16. I will say that. 16.
Dwight Howard might be booty at the free throw line. Let me tell you
14.
something. He's going to the park.
He might be.
What did I say earlier?
There's no free throws.
free throws at the park.
Unless we got a jump
Correct.
ball, unless
No
the jump
fouling
ball
out.
situation.
Unless they're like, all right, shoot for whoever makes it gets ball first.
Gets ball after
But you
foul,
get to
yeah.
choose who shoots.
All right.
Dwight.
Yeah.
So that's our Charlotte Hornets starting
All
lineups.
park team. We'll
Starting
call those the
lineups.
all-park team.
Yeah.
That's how I like to do
Taking
the
the park.
basketballs.
All
'Cause,
park
we can
team.
all because the argument it gets into what rules are we using? Can you hand guard? Let's just go to the park and find
Park. Yeah.
Go to the park.
What's funny is I actually, when we do this, I actually have visuals of these guys playing
On the
at Freedom
park.
Park. With the goal on the fence and everything.
Well, okay, folks, that's our starting 5 of the day, our Charlotte Hornets starting 5 of the day. Now, let's move on to a couple other things before we get out of here. I want to go into Hunter. Let's look at Hunter for a minute.
Look at me.
Hunter.
I know everybody's looking at
I
me.
want the Atlanta Braves Mount Rushmore. This means the 4. Now, Rushmore is greatest players. We ain't going to.
I know.
We're not going to a park to
I
play.
know, yeah.
The
We're going to
greatest
Sandlot.
Atlanta Braves with an S of all time. Now, I'm going to give you my nomination. I'm not a Braves fan. This is off the top of my head. Then I might be right. I might be wrong. But you're the Braves fan.
So
I'll
you're
let
talking
you.
about, you're just going to give one?
I'm gonna give 4.
You're going to give 4.
I'm gonna give
Go
all
ahead.
4 that I think just off the top of my
Go
head,
ahead.
and
I
you
got
can
it.
take
I'm
off.
so
or go.
sorry, Grandma. I know you're listening. I know you're a Braves fan. If I put one on there that you don't like, I'm sorry. My aunt's listening too.
Yeah.
I am-
and Braves fans.
I am not a Braves fan, but we've been broadcasting the Braves here on KTC Broadcasting for 30 years.
Yeah.
Very
Let me
familiar
see
with
that
what
pen.
you guys
I'm
have been
gonna write me
doing.
one
Right.
too.
But I'll let you have the final. This isn't my list. This
Right.
is definitely your list. My nominees for Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Number 1, I'm pretty sure is no problem, no argument. Hank Aaron.
Yeah, that's on mine.
Yep.
Number 2, I would say is no argument. Chipper Jones.
That's legit. That's 1 and 2.
And when I do, and I didn't mean, I just messed up. I never call him Chipper because he's a grown man. Larry Jones is my nomination.
Come on now, don't
So-
be mad about Chip.
So Larry Jones and Henry Aaron are my
There you go.
2 nominees. Now the other 2 are definitely arguable. I didn't look in depth to even get into it to see. So these are just off the top of my head.
I had 3 that I had typed up before that computer died. The 4th one I was so up in the air about, but I'll see if you name my third
All right,
because you have 2 of them.
The
right
other
now.
2 are Greg Maddux.
All right, you have my third. That's literally 1 through 3.
and Andrew Jones.
That was the one I was up in the air about. Was Andrew Jones. People forget he's a Gold Glover, multiple Gold Glover, the youngest to do it in the outfield. Actually, no, he was the youngest to play in the World Series. Andrew Jones was the youngest to play in the World Series until Juan Soto just did it for the Nationals.
Of course, other nominees: Eddie Matthews, Phil Necro,
Dale Murphy will
Warren
be up
Spahn
there.
was who I was going to say instead of Andrew. I
Yeah.
think he has probably the most legitimate argument as far as Andrew. Some people might say Smoltz. I don't know. There's going to be a
I
few
got
Dale
Smoltz wrote down.
There's going to be a few Dale Murphy fans out there,
Yeah, I
and
knew
then the
Dale
kids today
Murphy.
are going to say Freddie Freeman. And what about this nominee,
David
Hunter?
Justice. That's who I got wrote down.
That's
Yep.
that ain't who I was going to say. But
Oh.
what about this nominee, Bobby Cox?
Man, you're right.
You
if
gotta
if
have
you want
Bobby
to
up
bring the
there,
manager into it,
yeah.
absolutely.
You gotta have
Here's
Bobby
the
up
hardest
there.
Bobby
part.
Cox
That's what
on
makes
Mount
it so
Rushmore.
hard, though, about Mount Rushmore. There's only 4 spots.
Right.
And Hank Aaron and Chipper Jones right now, those are gimmies. If you're a Braves fan, those are gimmies. They've meant so much to the franchise.
Yeah.
And Greg Maddux means so much to it, too, because
Yeah.
he's arguably, I know Kevin don't like him, but he's arguably the greatest pitcher of all time with some
Yeah.
of the stats that he put up. If you want to be that guy, and it's including everybody, front office and everybody, not just players,
Yeah.
Bobby Cox would have to be on that. Man, Bobby
So
Cox.
you taking Andrew off then?
I would, out of those 4, I would have to take Andrew Jones off and put Bobby Cox there. But if you're telling me straight players, it was a toss-up for me between Dale Murphy and Andrew Jones. It was a toss-up between both those. And people forget, that's what they used to call them, the Jones brothers. It was Chipper and Andrew, both of them. And they usually always batted one after the other.
Yep.
One was in either the 3 spot, one was in the 4 spot. And usually they had Andrew at the 4 because Andrew had a whole lot more power than Chipper did. Chipper could get anybody being probably one of the better. Chipper was probably one of the better switch hitters to ever play the game.
I got one for you.
All right.
Terry Pendleton.
Ooh, okay. I see.
Terry won a hitting title. Or did he win the MVP for y'all?
I'm not sure.
I'll look it up. He won something for you guys the first year after we got rid of, or we traded. I don't know if we traded him to you guys or if that was a free agent.
Now,
signing.
I know this guy wouldn't make the Mount Rushmore, but
He
I
won
used
the
to like
MVP.
him a lot.
He
He did?
He won the MVP.
Pendleton did win the MVP his first year with the Braves. I
Terry
remember.
Pendleton.
I thought we got rid of him. Yep.
What?
He was hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
So you got
7.
wrote down?
Ralph and Chris. I'm gonna put Mason in there too. St. Louis for 8 years in St. Louis, he didn't win the MVP. And he was 30 in 1991. Won MVP. He batted .319 with 22 homers, 86 RBI. So there was Terry Pendleton's MVP season.
I used to like the Crime Dog, too.
Freddie McGriff.
Fred McGriff.
So, Hunter,
Yeah.
your final 4.
My final 4 will be the top 3 that we had. Subtract, if we're gonna do organization as a whole, we'll take Andrew out, but he's an asterisk next to him. He's like 1A, and I'll be kind and I'll put Bobby Cox in there. So I'm gonna go Hank, Chipper, Greg Maddux, and Bobby Cox.
Yeah.
Well,
Bobby Cox.
what we need in America is a second mountain.
Mount, and we can call it Mount Rushmore.
So we can have
2.0.
so we can put the guys in Group
Call
B
them Valley-
on that
Valley
list.
Rushmore.
Like Andre's
Valley Rushmore.
JV.
Yeah.
How about JV Mountain?
JV Mountain.
No,
Wait. There's Mount Rushmore, and then there's Hill Rushmore.
Yeah, the hills.
Mount
the hills.
Rushmore
Okay.
and Hill Rushmore.
Yeah.
So Andrew and Murphy are on the
Andrew,
hill.
Murphy,
and
and
Pendleton.
Smoltzy.
John Smoltz.
And
John
Smoltz.
Smoltz is my favorite
I like
pitcher of all
Smoltz.
time.
Yeah, I remember when
It was either
uh,
for the Braves. It was either him or Tom Glavine.
Yeah, I remember when they had Smoltz, Maddox,
And Glavine.
Glavine, and they had Steve Avery.
They had a hell of a pitching core at one time. The Braves have had a lot of talent in that organization to only have the 1 or 2
Yeah,
World Series that they do have.
yeah.
So I mean,
sad.
and that's just the Braves as a whole. I know Atlanta's only got 1.
Atlanta. How about this? My favorite stat about the Braves.
They win when they move.
You ready for this, Jowan? They have 3 World Series titles in the Braves' history. 1 in Boston, 1 in Milwaukee, and 1 in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's time to move to Myrtle Beach.
Bring them closer, baby.
For real.
It's not that bad of a drive though.
It's
to
not.
Atlanta.
Nah,
it's about
it's
3.5
not.
hours.
If they moved to Myrtle, it'd be about the same.
Yeah, honestly, if not longer though.
I'll pick on Braves fans. That's what
I
I
tell
like
you,
to tell them.
but
You guys got to move if you want to win.
I
Come
have
to
a
Charlotte.
feeling though, when it's all said and done with his career, that I'll have the opportunity to be on the Mount Rushmore. And it's just what I've seen out of him these past few years. I'm gonna tell you what. Ronald Acuna is going to have an opportunity to go down as probably one of the best Braves to play.
Yeah.
He is. He just, he's got the power. He's got that, he's got not just like the power for hitting home runs. He's got the power to change the direction of the ball.
Yeah.
If he needs to go opposite field with it, try and move people around. He's got the speed. He can get you a double, a triple if he needs to.
Yeah.
He can steal the bases. Man, what is the youngest to go 30 for 30? 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases.
Yeah.
Youngest to do it. He was on his way to trying to get 40 for 40, which would have been fantastic.
That'd have been awesome.
He's just a young talent, and I could see Golden Gloves coming his way playing in the outfield, and he's got a cannon. Man,
Yeah,
he's
he
got
does.
a cannon.
Yeah,
So
he does.
Ronald Acuna has got and they did a smart thing by locking him up early in his contract like they did. They're going to have him for a substantial amount of years.
Because
I'm telling you.
the Braves like to trade all the good players.
They
All
do.
right, Andre.
They do. They really do. They traded.
That's why I was telling somebody when the season was in, I was like, man, I want a Braves jersey, but
You don't know who's
I
gonna
don't.
be there.
I don't want to waste my money.
That's what I felt. I didn't know what they were going to do with Dallas Keuchel because I like Dallas Keuchel.
Yeah.
They ended up letting him walk, and the White Sox just signed him. I liked Keuchel, but they brought in Cole Hamels. So I think that was a good replacement. But I bought an Acuna jersey. I said, ain't no way I cannot.
Yeah.
I cannot. So I have it. You know what? I might wear it in here next week. We'll just, everybody's in here with sporting something except me and Kevin. Kevin's sporting a mixture of East Lincoln
advertising.
advertising, yeah, sporting
see.
a mixture of East Lincoln and North Lincoln on his
I
hat.
got the best
dude.
hat I've ever found.
Best hat, yeah.
Like $6.
National-
North Lincoln
Yeah.
Oh, and East Lincoln.
Yeah.
Post.
Mustang hat.
Yeah, national
Wow.
listeners.
How'd you find that?
It's like North Lafayette something. I don't
Yeah,
know. why.
it's really not our local high school. So I was
Yeah.
gonna say national listeners won't quite understand,
No.
but
Right.
local listeners will understand.
Yeah.
All right, Andre. Well, I got you here. Got you in the hot seat. You're the expert on this, I think. You ready for this? We're going to make a quick list. Nominees. This is our first time we've done this of movies.
Oh,
Nominees for best sports movies.
Mm.
And Andre, I want to hear some of your nominees, and we can do by sport if we want. Baseball, basketball, and football.
I already know what one of Andre's
Give me
is. 'cause I
somebody
know
give me a
this guy.
pen I can write with.
Best sports movies.
I already know this dude. Here, I'm gonna write down what I'm telling you Andre gonna say right here.
You never guess these.
I'm gonna guess one of them.
movies, sports,
Yeah.
movies. There's so many. I need a sheet too. What's this? You gonna leave me out here? Here.
Huh.
You got a
Yeah.
computer.
Look at
I
that.
do
Don't
have
say
a
nothing,
computer.
Kevin. That's one of the ones he's gonna say right there.
Oh, yeah, that's his first one.
Yeah, see?
That's-
Doubt it.
Yeah.
Doubt it.
But I'm actually gonna write that one down myself.
I ain't even seen it.
Sports movies. All right,
Best
so I got
sports
one.
movie.
How many? what's
Just give me
that?
3 or 4
Alright.
nominees, and then we'll kind of narrow them down from there. I'm going to read some out to you. The Natural, The Blind Side,
That was a
Hoosiers,
good one. The Blind Side was a damn good movie.
Bad News Bears,
Ooh.
Remember the Titans, Friday Night Lights,
Booby?
Major League,
Man, white man
Ooh, I used to
can't
like
jump.
Major League too.
Rudy, Bull Durham, White Men Can't Jump,
Ah, man, I forgot about that one.
Moneyball.
That was a
God,
good
such a
one.
10 Cup, one of the most. That's probably my favorite golf movie. Hoop Dreams, Bend It Like Beckham. That's probably Hunters. North Dallas 40, The Rookie of the Year, Field of Dreams,
Ooh.
Blue
How many
Chips.
you want?
Blue
How much you want?
3 or 4, whatever way, and we can separate them by sports. And
Okay.
say, I guess everybody, there's actually a good argument of what's the best hockey movie. You'll hear someone say, Miracle on Ice, and others
Mighty
will say
Ducks.
Mighty Ducks.
I actually love Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks. Can't
Mighty
beat that. Sandlot.
Ah, yeah.
Is
Oh,
Sandlot-
God, I gotta take
Is
this one
Sandlot
off and do
or
this.
Field
Right.
of Dreams the best baseball?
Where's Little Giants?
It's a sports
No,
movie.
what do you want to talk? Here's the greatest sport. There it is. What
Little
was it?
Giants.
Where's dodgeball?
Dodgeball is not.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah.
How about the best Olympic movie? Cool Runnings.
Yeah,
Is it?
it is.
Is it the best Olympic movie?
All right, I got mine.
I'm sure
Ooh,
Andre's got
I
a
don't
Rocky
know,
movie.
man.
Andre's got a Rocky movie for Olympics. Wasn't he in the Olympics in one of them? Was Rocky? Or I'm just thinking. I'm not a Rocky
Nah.
fan.
Does Rocky count?
But he
I could be saying stupid stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
it
sure.
count.
Could be
That's
saying
sports,
stupid
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, which one though? Yeah,
Rocky ain't, but
Well, you can't just keep saying Rocky and not bring up Creed. The new
Creed,
Creed.
and what about Ali?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a lot. I didn't even think about it being that. I'm gonna have to narrow this thing down.
8 Men Out, Jerry Maguire, Any Given Sunday, Brian Song, Happy Gilmore,
Happy Kill.
Space Jam.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to put that on my list.
forgot about that one. This is gonna get somebody gonna get left off, man.
Happy Gilmore.
A lot of people are getting left off.
Yeah.
There's only 3 or 4.
Talladega Nights.
Whoa, now.
Days
I
of
gotta
Thunder.
put that on
It's
there.
on mine. I'll give you a hint. It's on
Days
mine.
of Thunder is better than Talladega Nights.
No, I don't know about
No, it's
that.
not.
Yes,
man.
it is.
Listen
No,
here.
It's not.
First of all,
Trademark Richmond.
I was gonna say,
First
You're
of
not a
all,
fan.
Talladega Nights was filmed in Hickory. I don't want to hear it. All right.
And in Gastonia.
Yeah, I was about to say it's a
the
North Carolina
motel
film.
is in Gastonia.
The Applebee's part, that's the Hickory.
Oh, okay,
When he's
okay.
walking out on his dad, his
Yeah.
dad's walking out down the middle of the street.
Caddyshack.
That's a good one.
So my top 3 golf movies: Happy Gilmore, Tin Cup, and Caddyshack.
Oh, you just
Whatever
doing
order you
nothing
want.
but golf movies?
No, I was just writing lists down. I ended up with 3 golf ones. So
there you
that's
go.
my 3 golf.
I just did top 4 like that I love to watch.
Yeah, 'cause I'm
That's fine, I'm just
personally
writing
don't
stuff
watch
down.
so many golf movies.
That's
He
your-
just gave you some
That's your
ones
loss.
that you can think
I
of.
know, great
Yeah.
movie.
I do
You
like Happy Gilmore though.
Have you ain't
Happy
seen
Gilmore.
you ain't seen Caddyshack? It's an
I-
older
I
movie.
watched-
Bill
I
Murray?
watched Caddyshack.
Yeah.
I watched it when it was actually out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Tin Cup with Kevin Costner?
Yeah, it's kind of emotional type movie too. Ain't it?
The little. They try to be.
He don't
This
want to
way,
feel,
so-
okay?
they
he doesn't want to watch a
There's one I
golf,
seen, I forgot
movie
where it
and
was at.
feel.
So,
It's one of them,
so basketball nominees. All right, give me the basketball nominees on your list.
Mine is Coach Carter.
Oh man, I forgot about that one.
Coach Carter.
I'm
I
still-
can't take away from Denzel.
yeah, I'm still stuck with Blue Chip.
Wait, no.
I got
Coach
Blue
Carter,
Chips.
Coach Carter, Denzel is
Ah
Samuel.
man, Blue
No,
Chips
that's
was so.
Samuel.
It's Samuel L. Jackson. That's what I thought. Never
Ooh, I
mind.
got another one.
Air
For
up
football.
there.
I forgot about that too.
What
Whoa,
about
whoa.
the air up there?
What
Have you seen that, Hunter?
Nah, but what
You're
about,
probably too young.
What
for
about
that
Air
one.
Bud basketball?
No,
Hell. Air Bud.
Hunter, write this down on your list. You need to watch the air up there. Emilio Is it Emilio Estevez, Andrey?
Yeah, that's isn't that
he
just
that
Charlie
one?
Sheen?
And Manu
Or is it-
Bowl. Wasn't it Manu Bowl?
It wasn't Manu Ball.
Oh. It was somebody who looked like Manu Bowl.
They caught him Sanka or something like that.
He around the corner from Manu.
Yeah.
He around the corner.
Well, I'm gonna look him up, right?
Thunderstruck. Wait, that's a movie?
Uncle Drew, Semi-Pro, Space Jam.
Glory Road's a good movie.
So now on this, I'm trying to get the air up there pulled up.
Have you
real
seen
quick.
Glory Road? It's about what is it? Houston. And they were the first team to run
I
all
seen
black
that.
basketball.
That's a
team.
damn good movie.
That's a good movie.
That's the air up there has got Kevin Bacon in it.
Kevin Bacon.
If you're
yeah.
wondering,
Young Kevin Bacon.
Hunter. I do not know the
1994.
basketball actor's name, but he basically went to Africa and found this kid playing basketball and brought him to college and stuff. Pretty cool, pretty good movie. I highly recommend it.
The same thing they do nowadays.
Yeah.
That's it. It's only showing you
All right,
those.
so this is basketball. So basketball nominees: Carter, White Men Can't Jump, Blue Chips, Space Jam, Air Up There. Any other
Above
basketball?
the rim.
Who's in that?
Oh my gosh.
What is it? Love, hate, and basketball?
No, Love and Basketball.
Love and basketball.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Above
Love
the
and
rim
Basketball.
was with
There it is. Love and basketball.
Tupac was in it.
Just right there.
Yeah,
I'm sure Tupac.
I forgot about Jesus Shuttleworth.
Jesus showed
Whoa,
up where
whoa,
he
whoa,
got
whoa,
game.
whoa, guys! The greatest basketball movie of all time.
Like
It's on
Mike.
that list. No,
What's
Andre. You see it,
Not
don't you?
Teen Wolf.
Yeah,
Man, stop, man.
Teen Wolf, Andre.
If I was to show my kids Teen Wolf nowadays, they'd be like, "What the
is
hell is
this?
this?"
Hey, that was a great
Whoa,
movie.
Whoa, if you're
And it's
talking
a basketball
basketball,
movie.
High School Musical. Whoa, he got to get his head in the game. Get your head in the game. Ain't that right, Troy Bolton?
He got
Ain't
game.
that right?
We're glad Hunter was here to bring us Air Bud and High School Musical for the basketball nominees.
man.
If y'all haven't watched Above the Rim, I highly suggest
Okay.
that though.
Finding Forrester was technically a basketball movie.
Sunset Park.
You ever seen that? Finding Forrester.
Mm.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
He's a writer, a kid in the park. Really good kid that can read and stuff. He starts tutoring him and working with him and stuff. Really good movie. Of course, anything with Sean Connery in it's going to be good. Y'all remember seeing Celtic Pride?
Nope.
Celtic Pride. That's where they kidnapped
Well,
Damon
isn't-
Wayans.
Isn't another one? It's
You
like a
didn't
Disney.
see that Celtic Pride? They
Yeah.
kidnapped. I think it was Damon
Damon
Wayans.
Wayans. You know what's another one? Isn't Luck of the Irish a basketball movie? Luck of the Irish. It's like a leprechaun guy, and he plays on the basketball team.
Basketball.
Basketball. That's so funny.
Rebound. Joanna Man. That
One
was,
of them was all right.
I thought you was going to nominate that.
Mar-
I was
Marijuana Man?
not.
Is we talking marijuana, man?
Let's see. Double teamed.
Double
Okay.
team.
We're done with the basketballs. All
Done
right,
with the
Juwan.
basketballs.
Favorite basketball movie? Give me yours. Of all that.
Above the Rim is my favorite basketball movie.
Coach Carter's mine. Saying Coach
I have never
Carter.
seen neither one of those.
You haven't
Oh,
seen Coach Carter?
So my favorite.
You okay? Watch Coach Carter before you watch Above the Rim. I know you're probably not gonna watch neither one of them.
No.
But if you do,
I don't have my VHS tapes.
nah, you can watch.
You can probably find
well,
it on the
you-
internet.
Yeah, Above the Rim's really good though. Man.
The two movies I would say that I can't change the channel a lot of times. That's their own, and two totally different reasons. But I guess kind of the same reason that they both do make me laugh a little bit. I do like White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah.
I'll
I had
probably
it
change
wrote
the
down.
channel.
Mhm.
And I do
I love
like
Woody Harrelson.
and you know, as a kid growing up, I do like Space Jam.
Yeah,
I just do.
absolutely. Well, I'm gonna tell you this: what makes a good sports movie even better is when the person they have playing said sports person can actually play.
Right.
Like it's clear to see on
Michael.
White Man Can't Jump that Woody Harrelson can actually shoot a jump shot.
Right.
That just makes it good.
There was someone else on here that I was thinking about when you say that about the basketball. Like,
Y'all got
the
all right, you
basketball
ready to
one there.
move on to a football one?
Right. What you got? Well, let's do baseball while Andre stepped out.
Oh, I didn't put a
You-
baseball
All right,
one
we'll do
on here.
baseball second. All right, football movies. Best football.
To me, We Are Marshall. That is
That's a
one of
good
my
one.
favorite
That's a good
football
one.
movies of all time. We Are Marshall. It goes over the Marshall plane crash that killed almost all of the football team.
Mm-hmm.
That's a touching one to watch.
Oh, that's about Randy Moss.
No, it's not. Ain't no Bauer. No, but you want
right.
to bring up Rand University where it's the 30 for 30 about
Rand,
Randy
yeah,
Moss?
that's kind of sad too.
Blindside, Invincible, We Are Marshall,
Ooh, the longest
The
yard.
longest yard. That was pretty good actually.
I got one for you.
Longest Yard.
What's that?
You probably don't remember this one. Necessary Roughness.
Oh yeah,
That's on my list of. That's on my list of top
That,
five
is that
to
what
watch.
Wesley Snipes and all them?
No,
Snipes.
that's when they was at that. Who was out? The girl was the kicker. in
Kathy
that.
Ireland was the kicker
Yeah, she was
at
the
Texas
kicker.
State Armadillos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's the one? It came out in the '80s where the girl was the football coach.
Oh, that's
Meg Ryan.
Oh, Wildcats.
Wildcats.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I see they got radio up there.
Radio's
Radio.
on there.
Now, what's sad though is like recently,
The Replacement.
the real radio in real life in South Carolina, he passed away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he
I
did.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
Varsity Blues. Any Given Sunday.
It's on my list.
That's what I said you was gonna put on your list.
The Program. That's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I was trying to remember that name.
The program. I got that wrote
Because
down.
we, Coach Q's always played a program that
Yep.
week off or
Yep.
whatever.
The
Everybody
program with Omar Epps and the other big running back.
We went to our week off. We went and watched at Bestman Remember the Titans. It was out our senior year. American, say Jerry Maguire's on there. Looking for some other teams. Of course, Rudy.
Rudy was always good.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's a little too far fetched for me to believe.
Rudy.
that.
He should have been cut, shouldn't he?
Yeah, he was.
He should have been cut a long time ago.
Friday Night Lights.
No, you can't.
That's a,
You can do it.
No, you can't.
But now you know the only reason he played is because they turned their jerseys in.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he
Hey,
got
all
on
right.
the field.
So I've got 8 that you guys mentioned that I would probably say or goes in the nominations for best football program. Y'all ready for these? These are my 8. I mixed in with some of y'all's nominees. Hunter was really passionate about We Are Marshall. Remember the Titans. Longest Yard. Necessary Roughness. Waterboy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where's everybody talking about the Waterboy?
you can do it.
Yeah, it's classic.
Foosball is the devil. Is one of my favorite lines to say.
Foosball.
Mama said it's the
Foosball
devil.
is the devil. Varsity Blues, guys. Don't act like that.
No.
Nobody that's ever played high school football has never watched that movie.
I
at some
did,
point.
but I would watch something else before it.
Wasn't that Friday nights? Friday Night
Friday
Lights. That was a movie too. Right?
Friday Night
That was-
Lights. Yeah,
it was
Let's
on the
put
list.
movie in.
Is that what he was in?
Yeah, Friday Night Lights. Yeah.
Of course, Varsity Blues. I don't want your life, and I give her a 10. I give the teacher a 10 at the strip club. That's funny. Let's hear Billy Bob.
Yeah.
Give it a 10. Little Giants. I think that's a fun classic for kids
Yeah.
to watch.
Yeah.
Not only because, but because there's beautiful Dallas Cowboy uniforms in that movie.
That's why y'all got beat at the end.
And finally, on the list, of course, Any Given Sunday. You can't hardly. He might be the best quarterback ever in movie history. Willie Beeman.
Beaming. I keep the ladies.
Is he the best fictional quarterback ever?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Willie.
I agree with that.
Is he better
I don't know,
than?
my-
Is he
was
better
pretty
than
good.
Adam
Who?
Sandler's quarterback in Longest Yard who was shaving points?
Moxie, which one he was?
When that Moxie was what, Varsity Blues?
Yeah, that's Varsity Blues.
Oh,
Johnny
okay.
Moxon. you're talking about Adam Sandler in The Longest Yard. Obviously made the NFL. Of course, his character did. So he was shaving points in the NFL.
Yeah, that's why he got arrested.
There's another. There's one.
Hold on, I got another quarterback. You got to put Keanu in there.
Yeah,
Keanu
the
Reeves.
replacements. The replacements was there. Who's the best defender in movie football history?
Man, this man said you could take my pinky. I don't need no pinky. To
Lawrence
tackle.
Taylor, my fault.
He
Take it off.
He don't even need this.
Come on, Doc. Let me get one more shot.
My nominees were Lawrence Taylor, the whole defense from Longest Yard,
Yeah.
and the Icebox from Little Giants were my best defenders
Oh,
ever.
yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah.
Her.
And,
Her. Yeah, her.
The
excuse me.
Icebox was her. in
Yeah.
Little
I remember
Giants.
the big boy from Unnecessary Roughness too.
Oh, yeah.
That's Samoan.
The whole defense
Oh, yeah.
in Unnecessary Roughness was like the WWE lineup with Goldberg and Kevin Nash, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, all three of them out there. Just
Boy, was this first round of the XFL? My word.
that's exactly what it looked like. All right, baseball.
I didn't have one written down, but I just thought of it. It's just because I think it's hilarious movie. I'm going with the Benchwarmers.
The
Yeah.
Benchwarmers.
Benchwarmers is hilarious.
I'm going with Major League.
Major League
Yeah.
is definitely going to be.
If it wasn't the Benchwarmers, if you wanted one that's like a little bit more serious, I was going to take the Rookie.
I used to like the Rookie.
The Rookie
Yeah.
was really good.
Rookie of the Year. You know that one, don't you?
Yeah, I know that
Okay.
one, but I'm talking about just the Rookie. I think Dennis Quaid's in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Couple of other ones, of course. Bull Durham. If you want to watch a movie for a couple hours, I would say that one and Field of Dreams.
One that everybody likes to watch. Got to give the Sandlot the nod. Sandlot the nod, and Bad News Bears. Original Bad News Bears.
Yeah. What about the
Going to the ship.
What about the
A League of Their Own.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
The women.
Yeah, there's no crying in
Who said
baseball.
baseball?
Ain't no crying in baseball.
They were playing
They was
baseball.
playing softball.
No, they weren't.
Uh-oh.
No, they weren't.
I don't want no parts of
Send
what
your,
Andrey he got going on.
Send your hate mail to Andre Bush.
They playing
And
softball.
I'm Jowan Wilson is for equality. I just want to put that out there.
great movie. I mean, absolute
That
great
is not
movie.
what I said. I said softball and baseball.
Looking at some older ones there across the board. All right, so I think we got a pretty good list on that one real quick.
That-
So
Yeah.
That cartoon when you pass by is pretty good too. Everyone's Hero.
everyone's a hero.
Oh yeah,
Everyone's hero.
yeah.
I've seen that about 10 times.
Oh man, who you telling?
5. All right, so I've got 9 on my list here. Major League, Benchwarmers, Rookie of the Year, The Rookie, that's the 10th one. Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, Sandlot, Bad News Bears, League of Their Own, and one we didn't mention that I put in there at the last second, Angels in the Outfield.
Oh yeah,
Charlie Sheen.
Danny Glover. Now, Juwan, out of those, which one's your favorite?
Move on, Wild Thing. Major League.
Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
which one's your favorite?
Benchwarmers.
Andre.
Everyone's Hero.
Well, you watched that a bunch of times, baby.
I have no idea what that is. I don't.
It's really
Yeah,
good.
It really is. It really is.
Looking at this list,
Like when a cartoon gets you just sitting there, next thing you know, you watching it with your kids. It's a pretty good movie.
I think what I'm gonna do, the way I'm gonna put mine in order is what I would rather watch over the other one if they were both on.
Yeah.
You know, you're flipping through the channels and I have to choose.
That you get stuck on. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Sandlot over Field of Dreams, but I don't think I would go Major League. I don't think I would take Sandlot over Major League because of the adult profanity.
Right.
Because Sandlot can only get me so far on having
Yeah.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's some pretty good jokes in Major League and Bull Durham. League of Their Own probably too. If I'm not going to change the channel, I would say I would leave it on Major League or, I hate to break it for you, Andre, A League of Their Own.
It's really a good movie.
Major League's probably my number one, but a league.
not
There,
saying
there's
it's
so
a bad
many.
movie.
There's so many. There's so many fun. There's so many fun and / funny scenes in that movie. It's one of those movies that you don't have to. You can watch on TV with the commercials because you don't have to really watch the whole movie through.
Yeah.
You can kind of just watch this part and be like, that was pretty funny. And that's what I mean by I don't change the channel much when that one is actually on. But I agree with you on Major League's probably my favorite on baseball all around movie of all time. All right, we did some baseball, basketball, and football. We've done some overrated with Barry Sanders. Some other ones didn't agree with me. We did the Mount Rushmore of Atlanta Braves, which we had Aaron Maddox,
Thank you, Aaron.
Larry
Greg Maddox.
Jones.
Okay, Larry or Chipper Jones, whichever you prefer to call him. I'll continue to call him Chipper. That'll probably be what
I didn't
put
even know his real
in
name
a
was
Hall
Larry.
of Fame. Yeah.
I'm not calling a man older than me Chipper. Larry.
And Bobby.
Bobby Cox were the Braves.
Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
We picked football games today for this weekend. It seems like all four of us, and this would never happen again because tomorrow morning there ain't no way, all four of us like Chiefs and Saints
As a Super Bowl
as
matchup.
a Super Bowl matchup. Two of us like the Saints to win. Two of us like the Chiefs to win. Tomorrow morning when you tune in, Terry will not have the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Not at all.
And I don't think he'll even have the Saints in the Super Bowl either. We did movie reviews. We did a starting lineup for the all-time Hornets and Mount Rushmores. The only thing I haven't really done today, Hunter, is the tweet of the day. Did you really get any tweets of the day or anything news
I
from
didn't
last
have any
night?
real
I'm
tweet
looking
of the
at.
days.
I didn't get into a true false. I usually type that up the night before so I can make sure I write it up and word it exactly how I want to make
I got a
the
question.
listener say.
If you don't mind.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to do. Well, I do, but I don't.
What do you guys think? Have you seen the Friday movies?
Yeah, Friday.
What's the best Friday?
First one.
Yes, easily the first one.
No.
I'm not a Friday After Next fan.
But I'm going to say this.
Which
I'm going
one
to say
is the
this.
Christmas
The
I
Friday?
Christmas one is Friday
actually
After
like them all.
Next.
I actually like them all.
I like
do
them
like
all.
them
Of course,
all.
I like them all.
I like them all.
I think that one's the funniest
I mean,
one.
I like that they
Friday After Next.
Yeah.
Friday After Next. I like that they had Cat Williams in there. I
Is
thought
that the
was
one?
funny.
Is that the one you're talking about with Cat?
With Cat Williams
And he
and
said,
Terry
don't
Crews.
Yeah.
don't be sorry, ho. Be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
Oh God!
I love that one, man.
We are not in prison anymore, Damon.
Where did we get onto that?
Because we talking about movies.
Well, I
Y'all
guess,
old ass ladies can't be over here on the street.
My
Taste so good, make you want to slap your mama.
Yeah.
Mama, what?
Epps is the silly funny that you can just you can listen to. Man.
Daddy, how I look?
Kind of that stupid funny, like man, this dude he's so stupid he's funny, but I've had some friends that kind of like that. Any other news notes before we get into the weekend, Hunter? What we're going to do Monday is go ahead. We're going to wait till Monday to do the College Football National Championship game. So Monday's show will be that for the most part.
They don't play this coming Monday, though.
Right? Don't they? Do they not?
They play
take
the next
2 weeks.
2 Monday.
Oh
It's the 13th. I know, man. They give them 2 weeks to prepare for
I
each
hate
other,
college
and it's still
football.
going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
I'm out.
For the folks that don't know me, I'm not a college
Oh, well,
football.
I ain't going to ask yet.
What?
I'll ask you off.
We got 2 weeks. What was you going to say?
Yeah.
Who thinks?
Well, yeah, who
Might as well. It's not
He
like
said it's going to be a blowout.
Thought we was gonna wait till
Nah,
Monday.
I joke about it because last year's was kind of one-sided with
Yeah.
Clemson, but this year I have to do more research, and we'll talk. We can talk about it when we get closer to that Monday because the line is gonna change.
Yeah.
The closer it gets, the line will change, and then we could probably. And you got to wait and see who messes up, if anybody gonna get in trouble, get suspended for a game or so, injuries that happen during the week. So you never know.
But you do think they got the top 2 teams in the championship?
I think they got the 2 out of the top 3 teams made it.
Okay.
Yes, because to me, I thought Ohio State was gonna make it.
Yeah.
I thought Ohio State was better than Clemson, and they were leading Clemson for the longest time. To me, though, I just think they got outcoached.
Yeah.
I think Dabo stepped up and started coaching right, and it was too much for Coach Day in his first
I agree
season.
with that.
First season
Yeah,
to
I
make it
agree
that
with
far,
that,
hey, it was
yeah.
great, but I think it was too much for Coach Day. And but I'll tell you this: we got a battle of the Tigers right now, with LSU and Clemson. I'm excited.
Both of them's got Death Valley too, right?
Both of them are, both
Yeah.
of them Death Valley. So this is going to be the legit Death Valley right
Yeah.
now. Tigers coming in. We'll see which Tiger's better. I know who I'm leaning with, but we'll talk about that when we get closer to the national championship.
Now, before we get off the show, the final thing today, Andrey, we didn't really get to introduce you as your favorite team, so everyone can know. We all know you're representing your Bucks hat there. Tar Heels in college. What about NBA, baseball, anything else? What are your favorite sports there, bub?
Now NBA, I'm more or less a fan of the whole sport period, the league. I just like watching it. I ain't really got nobody since the AI retired. I retired. but
When AI said I'm hanging it up, I hung it up.
And now baseball, that's a little different. I didn't really start watching baseball until I was about, like, really watching as a fan about 13, 14. My uncle, and that was in Atlanta, so by his way, I turned a Braves fan. So.
There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with
But
that.
I'm still, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not no deep baseball fan.
Right.
Or, nah, I ain't gonna say that. I'm not into it like that.
Right. That's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, folks, I want to thank you guys for watching here today in our second episode. That music you hear playing us off there, that is Mr. Philadelphia Eagle himself. That's Juan G. Wilson. This is Friday Night Lights, Win Friday Night Lights. That's our first post on our episode. If you want to go check that out, listen to it on Spotify and Apple iTunes as well. You can listen to Juwan's Friday Night Lights anthem that we play here on KTC Broadcasting. We are currently working on some intro-outro music for our show, putting together some ideas with Jowan and Andrey and Hunter and myself. And we're going to have something, we'll have that ready for you here in a couple weeks as we get everything going here on the podcast, Shock Joxx podcast, brought to you by KTC Broadcasting. If you want to advertise, give us a call, give us an email. Andrey wants to sell his shirt.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter, @Bush.
his shirt space is for sale. Any of the colors. If you got any 1980s Philadelphia Eagles memorabilia, Jowan will wear that for a nice price and everything else. But if we got any food sponsors anywhere else, but thank you guys. Happy New Year. We're going to be working on our third podcast will be Monday. And we'll see you then. Don't forget, tomorrow, Saturday Morning Sports Talk, KDC Broadcasting. Thank you, Juwan.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Hunter. Thank you, Andrey. We had a good day here on Shock Joxx, KTCBroadcasting.com.